hit that subscribe button. Let's get started.
Oh, I was wondering where I was at there. Let me um,
Rights don't matter when arresting someone. At least that's how it is in NC.
so
Bright
gonna
Light
jump on
says
here while
peaceful protest,
857's on.
corrupt PCS, Nanos regime. 2 weeks out for travelers and protest permit. Arizona State Capitol, peaceful 10K plus. Let's do it.
So I tried to get a link to 857's, but he's not seeing my message.
I'm
He had to
just
walk
gonna,
away,
I'm kind of
take
just
a little
soaking
break.
this in,
So
guys.
let me turn him down a little
I'm
bit.
gonna
Let's
try to
talk
read some
about
of
it.
the comments.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry,
sorry,
I don't have a lot of things planned and to jump in and
I was
maybe I'll bring in someone if anyone's
Thanks for letting me know.
regular,
Sorry. I was on my
another
police
YouTuber,
radio, you know.
anybody that has one, I'll put the link in the chat.
Hopefully the mic is working good. Is that one good and clean? Can y'all hear me good?
Speechless, guys.
So, yeah. You guys, everybody that's here that sees it on X, y'all see and know what occurred. I've posted. I've tagged the FBI. I've tagged all kind of people. So, yeah. So just like Damien's saying right there, you know,
we got Nick on the stage.
they
dude, I'm just livid right now.
they just come. They swooped in and arrested him.
Up there.
Let's see what Nick's saying real quick.
I was watching it happen, so I drove up there. I went live, and on my live, I showed everybody. As soon as I got up there, like they were pulling out of Nancy Street as I was going in, so I couldn't stop them. I still went in and drove by Nancy's. All his stuff is gone.
The police had to take his stuff with him. It's required.
Right now, she's a little shook up, but I told her I'll keep her.
They can't erase his phone.
Basically, right now, there's nothing we can do because
stuff don't matter.
A couple hours for him to get booked.
Exactly. Once they got you, yeah, you don't. We just gotta wait until they're not gonna get him in today to court, so he'll be seen in the morning.
Yeah, and more than
that's what I'm talking about.
If he has a bond tonight, it's gonna be pretty substantially high. I'm willing to go down there and bail him out again. He did say he didn't want anybody to bail him out.
That's. They'd have to have a warrant and all that stuff from a judge to. I mean, I don't understand. It doesn't matter why they would copy it per se.
Basically, he got arrested from a video that he filmed there at Nancy, and now they probably put, don't go back to that area or you'll be arrested for trespassing. So that's probably what they're going to get him for tonight, criminal trespassing.
But he wasn't on private property.
He got arrested again so close to the last time he got arrested, they may hold him without bond.
Probably so.
That's just,
we'll see.
Yeah, that's just my opinion, but like we can keep an eye on the Pima County inmate lookup and see what happens with this bail and all that.
All right, Nick, thank you so much. You can, feel free to stay, and everybody's thanking you for running down.
Anybody want to join me? Let me know.
Obviously, you've been stepping up. Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you, everybody. Get up. We're gonna put Nick's link in there. Feel free. I got like 10 people that want to talk, so feel free and come.
So everybody was concerned about the video getting erased. Whenever I'm streaming to YouTube, no matter me, Alex, Damien, anybody, while we're streaming to YouTube, it's recording to YouTube. It goes to their servers. It saves automatically. If the phone gets shut off like it did, it automatically stops and it saves the video. No matter, you still see the feed going and the comments going, all that stuff, but it's still there. So
come on,
you gotta mute it. Can you mute it? somebody in the background. If you have it on, you got to mute it in the background. Mute the TV or something.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little
guys,
concern about
instead of bringing
his breathing and stuff.
up at once, I just
But
brought everybody in here.
They do
I'm
have
having
medical at the
trouble.
jail. They do have.
If
If,
somebody
if
has their phone, there's like an echo on somebody's phone. Let me see who it is.
I'm trying to find where my
Hello? Okay. So welcome in, Miss.
my link is.
Jelly,
I get used to
Winter,
using the
Deborah,
other one, and I forget where.
and
all the
we
stuff
got
is on this one.
Star Media. Can you guys all hear me?
Yeah.
Can it be done from an iPad? I don't have a microphone. Yeah. All you gotta do is
Since
open the
you
stream.
have, you guys have the floor. I'm
Oh,
kinda
sorry.
just
I guess
taking
y'all are not
this
seeing
all
my
in.
comments here. Yes, it can be. Let me see if I can.
Called an ambulance for him. I mean, he was
They-
in obvious respiratory distress. Why didn't they call an ambulance?
They
So
may
got
have.
more
We
than
don't
just
know.
excessive force. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm from Florida, but I witnessed that. I'm gonna watch my language. I witnessed it and got extremely upset. Didn't need to go down like that.
Yeah, that
I
was
know.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, he knew he was gonna get arrested. He knew what was gonna happen, but it didn't
Right.
need to happen like that.
Yeah.
I agree with her.
Call the sheriff's office. They'll put you through to internal affairs, and you can make a complaint about the 3 officers for excessive use of force. Not telling anybody to do it, but anybody that witnessed it feels the way I did. Go for it.
Gosh, this is a tough situation to be in, y'all. I'm just saying.
at a loss for words. Like you said,
I almost
he
bet
just
you they're
said
going
it
to charge him with a
correctly.
resisting
You
arrest.
didn't
I'm
know
just
what
telling
you're
y'all.
Getting arrested for. I thought they have to tell you what you're getting arrested for.
Exactly.
Technically,
And
they
they
do,
didn't
but
identify
everybody's.
themselves, as far as their name and badge number either.
They don't have to do that either. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
You don't have to do that stuff. You don't have to read people their rights unless you're asking them
Release
questions
prior,
about
there was
a
clause.
case.
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't know if he had anything.
Whatever they come up there and arrested him for, they jumped out of the car, they walked up, and they told him stand up, and they attempted to arrest him. So obviously there was nothing to ask him about. You don't have to ask somebody. You don't have to read somebody their Miranda rights to put them in handcuffs.
They were going to arrest him on the spot.
You only have to read someone their rights when you're going to ask them questions about a crime that they're accused
Alex knew
or in custody
there was a
for.
pretty good chance that he was going to get arrested again. I just hate to see him. I wish you would just let him put the cuffs on rather than resisting.
That's what I'm saying right there.
He's going to get at least 3 felony charges out of this now too. Whether the
Because he
original
resisted.
arrest was bullshit or not.
If you know you're going to get
You're gonna
arrested,
get him with
stand up, turn around, put your hands behind your back, and tell him to arrest me. Take me to jail, and it would have proved his point. But when he resisted the arrest and fought with them in the streets, per se, I know some of y'all gonna say, well, he didn't fight.
You're saying he resisted. I mean, I can't confirm that. I mean, obviously he's a big man, and he was trying to ask.
I mean,
so I don't know the definition of.
I understand what people are saying.
To me, he was trying to ask
And
a
if-
question, and they wouldn't answer.
And if that
But
officer who fell down got injured while this was occurring, there's going to be another charge. I'm just telling y'all straight up.
saw him literally trying to, we can watch it again here. Let's watch it
I think
again.
it's, as soon as they told him he was under arrest and he, kind of pulled back against them, getting him cuffed, that's going to be resisting. And when that first officer fell, whether he tripped and fell or whether it was because Alex pulled, they're going to get him with assault on a police officer. And then you did hear the one officer say, "You spit on me." That's another assault on an officer. And I think they're going to make an example out of Alex.
I'm just telling y'all,
Well, they're gonna
that's
have-
Didn't do any of that.
that's
I got
the
video
unfortunate
proof that He didn't do any of that.
parts
So
of
they
putting
can
yourself
try.
in these situations.
Yeah, I think the sheriff, they handled it wrongly. They should have handled it correctly. They didn't do the job they were supposed to do.
It doesn't matter if he was pushed by Alex.
I agree. Now, Deborah,
He was resisting arrest, and if that officer falls down and gets injured, I'm just telling y'all.
You got to mute your TV. Sorry. Did you want to say something, Deborah?
I'm trying to figure out where my
I can't hear you. Can you hear me okay?
link is here.
You
Yes, let's
tell
see.
Deborah to come in and come back out. So I'm gonna kick her out and then tell her to come back in. Okay, so Mystic, we got Mystic, North Star Media, and
Again,
Shelley.
I get used to using the other one, and now I forget where my actual
we
link
got a
is.
whole bunch of people
People,
that just came in, probably
um,
haven't seen, they're just hearing about what happened. So I'm gonna put it on. Real
Okay.
quickly, I'm gonna bring
got
Deborah
it.
back
Copy the
in.
link.
Deborah, can you hear me?
I can hear
So
you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yep. If you want, did you have something to say? I'm gonna
here's
play
the
it
link
one
if
more
y'all want to
time
come in and
for
say
people
something.
that are just getting in here. But what did you want to say something before we play it one more time?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you. I have no
Let's
way
see.
to contact anyone, but I live up in
Oh, let me
Flint,
see here.
and
Let me go back up here
I
and,
think we
and
need
post
to get
this.
all Arizona people and
There
anyone
it
else
is.
who wants to come out here, and we have
And
to
we
get
talk about it,
organized
and
in front
then
of NANO's
I'll
office
turn them down so we can
I agree.
discuss it and all
about our
that stuff.
First
So
Amendment rights. So I don't know,
Tomorrow.
do we have to get a
It needs
permit
to
or
be big.
anything?
No, you can go in front of any police station,
yeah, I
sheriff
don't.
station, and you can protest till the
You,
cows come home.
Well, I'm not going to do it alone. I think we need
No,
to get
no.
a group.
Yeah, no, there's gonna be lots.
you
I
can
mean, this
see
is a
that.
lot of people are really upset, and not just because what they saw tonight, because what's been going on
I
pretty
don't know where that
much
comment
the
come
last
from.
week or two.
Hello, Katie. Katie.
Violation after violation of our rights.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, I live in Ohio, Tucson, 857 Tucson. If I lived down there in Arizona, I would be with you, back you guys. I would protest too.
100%. Same here.
I say, Katie, can you
Well, I live-
copy and paste this as a comment? Actually, yeah, I'd have to open my YouTube and all that stuff, and then pin it at the bottom and all that stuff. Which I guess I'll have to do because I don't think you can do it. Let's see here. Yeah, y'all are still seeing his stream over there.
So I've done a protest in front of Sheriff Nanos's department that you see all of us at. I've
Right.
actually done one, and they did one when Nanos suspended his running mate. We had a big protest over there, and there was about 150 people.
Okay, let's see here.
And this didn't have this kind of nationwide thing. It was just like local. So
Right.
to me, I think we can get a lot of people out there.
This device is not connected.
So what I'm
Christina,
gonna do
hold on one second here.
is obviously there's a lot of people that gotta help this because I'm only one person and
They
I
will
have
need to
so many
connect their
emails
mic and cam before
So
you
I'm
can
gonna
add them
have
to
to
the
have
stream, is what it
somebody
says on my end.
help
You know,
plan it. I
okay,
can't
there,
be
that
the
shows
guy
you.
to plan it all.
There you are.
So
Hold on.
Hi,
Okay, let me
Cap.
turn.
if there's anybody that can
Howdy,
help us
howdy.
set up like a little group,
Oh, good. I'm glad you
inside
can hear
group
me
to
because
help us, you can join our Discord.
Sorry.
with
Hold on
Mandy
one second.
and Mark.
I'm listening to Damien. I'm trying to get to his stream, but
We have
Okay.
lots of people that want to.
No, don't worry
let me
about
turn
me.
my stream down.
yeah, no, don't worry about me.
And I got
Give me 1 second. Let me
vigilance
tag that.
committee,
Let me
Christians in
post
the
that
queue, and
link.
also Tina. I'm gonna bring you guys on, but we're gonna watch the video and then everybody can kind of.
Okay, I'm gonna post that link and then I'm gonna pin it so that others can find it. Pin message. Okay. So now it's pinned there. Now I'm gonna shut that off because it's I'm hearing it like 12 times.
Just be when you're talking
Okay, so
about the case. Please be.
I'm gonna turn them
respectful that
down just
Alex
because
is my friend,
we
and
it's hard to listen to them and all that stuff. So we're having our conversation over here. So what's going on, Christina?
Can you believe we're doing this again? We just were like honest. I was on your stream just and
Last night?
yeah. Or when just a few days ago when they got arrested, Juice, and oh my god.
Yeah.
I didn't think we'd be here. I have questions. I have questions for your. You need to pick your brain a little bit. So.
Okay, we'll try it.
I just joined, right? So I think I think I heard the tail end of it, but can they get him for the cop falling down even though he didn't it was obviously he
Technically, they
tripped.
can. Yeah, I mean, technically, the proper thing would have been to do is whenever he told him he was under arrest to stand up, put his hands behind his back, was for him to stand up, not resist, because I mean, the simple resisting, if that officer gets injured during the process of them trying to take him into custody after they've told him he is under arrest, technically a charge could be added.
Yeah.
And that's
we
why,
know that's going to happen. you know,
I'm just telling you that I have a feeling they're going to find every statute and charge they can throw on him.
yeah, I think
Just to keep him in
resisting
jail longer.
arrest. Is there something outside of resisting a charge for the cop falling?
Well, I don't know Arizona law. So, you know, because things seem to be a little different out there.
Well, they're not
there's-
supposed to be, but they do things their own way here.
Well, you know,
Um,
it's pretty wild out there.
It is the wild, wild west. It really is out here. The only other thing I want to mention, I watched it live. I was out in Damien's chat. Everyone's replaying. I don't want to keep watching it, but
Yeah.
when they kept telling him he's resisting and he's resisting, Alex kept stating you had that one police officer who had both his arms cuffing him. And if you slow it down and look at it again, the other officer was pulling his left arm forward. And you hear Alex saying, "Stop, he's cuffing me, that hurts."
Right.
And he
Right.
keeps doing it. So then Alex starts moving because he's hurt.
Right.
And then everything goes haywire. Did you catch that?
Yeah, I mean, all those things are important for
Yeah.
actual evidence. Granted, they have body cams and it's going to show an up close and personal detail. I mean, they should have their body cams on whenever they go to make this arrest. So they'll be able to, at some point, the body camera footage will come out and all that stuff. But it's no different. It's good that his camera was rolling and it was able to be recorded. And, you know, people were asking me to clip it. I clipped it. I posted on X. But yeah, I mean, all those things can be weighing factors into charges and the validity of a charge. But again, you know, if you're going to go out there and you're going to
I know what
exercise
you
your
mean.
constitutional rights.
Yeah.
If you're going to go out there and exercise your constitutional rights and you are doing nothing wrong, you've got to stay doing nothing wrong. Again, my personal opinion, he was good up to the point they told him, "You are under arrest, stand up, put your hands behind your back," or whatever it was that was said. And from there forward, there is issues. I'm not saying Alex is in the wrong. I'm saying things could have been different and it would have been a whole even better case for his defense on everything and any claims he may have.
I do agree. I know exactly what you're saying. You're choosing your words carefully. It's very sweet.
I'm very.
I agree with you. Like I will, you know, I support Alex all the way. I know I do agree that he just should have shut up and went with it, got in the car, and then you
And I
deal
know
with
people
it
don't want
later.
to hear that. Right.
No, they
I mean, people
don't
don't want to
wanna hear
hear that, but that, you know, some people, they only know, and I'm not accusing Alex of this, but there's people out there, we've seen it, we can watch everybody's streams and we can see it, of people saying, F the police and do all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And that's just the way they know how to do it. That's not the right way to do it. As someone who's been on the receiving end of, that's funny.
Yeah.
I just had flashbacks. I don't know if it's on, I don't think it's on their stream. I just heard the beep.
Oh no, I didn't hear it.
Oh, it's a fire alarm noise.
Oh.
Smoke detector, beep.
Oh gosh.
I worked in the projects for 15 years, and that was a common thing. You'd be talking to somebody, and you hear that beep in the background.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
Yeah. No, we are saying. I mean, we're saying the same thing. I mean, I think there's a few things that are true at the same time that I think a lot of people might not understand. I don't think he did anything wrong, but he did a lot of things that weren't right at the same time.
Correct. Exactly. That's exactly the point that needs to be made there.
Yeah.
We're not saying Alex did anything wrong.
Did
We're
nothing
saying
wrong.
that
Didn't do
in order
things
to
right. Yeah.
correct. I mean, in order to help the defense of you violated my constitutional rights, two wrongs in this situation, you know, it's only going to be a harder chance for his attorneys to defend what happened out there, in the sense of it's on video. It was his video. I copied it at the request of everybody. Posted on X for everybody to see. It's on his YouTube. As I mean, people are saying, you know, they're as soon as they're going to wipe his phone and the video be gone, all that stuff. That's not how it works. So just so everybody knows, the police are required to take all of his property that's sat on the side of the road that was with him in their possession. They can't just throw him in the car and take him butt on down to jail. They have to take his property, or that's a whole different thing. Part of his rights. It is his personal property. It has to be carried with him to jail.
Yeah.
So,
What I will mention, they didn't. They left Juice's there, even though Juice said his wife or girlfriend was coming. They
they
didn't
left
take
it in
any
the
of
custody
his.
of Damien. They left it, and he
Okay,
asked
good point. Good point.
he asked for Damien to be in possession of his property because he didn't want it going with them. That's why he took out his earrings and he laid them there and all that stuff, and he left them in possession of Damien and told Damien to take it and all that stuff and give it to his girlfriend. So, but other than that, I mean, they're not allowed to leave your property. Again, you're not allowed to leave someone's property, their car, their, you know, there's circumstances that changes everything. I'm just saying. So,
Yeah.
but
One more thing,
yeah,
I don't
it's,
want to take up if you have people in line. Hold on, I'm going to cough a second.
I don't know that I do. I guess I probably should check. I don't know how to do all this on this side, y'all. I'm just saying.
It's okay. Well, it took me forever just to figure out how to get in here and turn my mic on. I'm not
StreamYard's
tech
is a little
savvy.
different.
Yeah, it is. One thing I'm going to mention, you might have seen some of my X posts. This just bugs me. And you've already clipped it and you've got your receipts. You've got receipts like CVS. I don't know if you saw that post. I haven't been on X. I haven't looked at my notifications yet, but
I've been a little busy. So I'm just saying.
except for this past hour and a half, my God.
Yeah.
But the officer that came up to Alex first,
Right.
that
He's
was
the same sergeant.
Sergeant Morales. It's that same one.
Right.
You caught that?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, trust me, I know. Yeah. That
Same
is-
one. So you've clipped it, and I'm going to go repost it again. I don't know how many times I'm going to repost it. You clipped it. The one who cited Juice and said, you're fine to be here as long as you don't even have a hair on the street. Same one at the instruction of him who arrested Juice and cited Damien, and now same one
Yeah.
who walked up to Alex.
I have a feeling, again, and I think I made this in a video a couple days ago, whatever, that I think he's going to be the shift sergeant, and the other sergeant who cited Damien is a sergeant. So, for instance, I was a sergeant, and if I was not working my shift as a sergeant that I'm responsible for, and I was working another shift, I'm just a sergeant, but not the shift sergeant. All the stuff had to go through the shift sergeant that's responsible for that shift. And yet I was working an overtime shift or whatever. I would then report to the sergeant who's in control of the shift, if that makes sense.
It
So
does.
just because you're a sergeant doesn't mean you're in charge of that shift. So, you know, it's just one of those things.
That makes
So
sense.
yes, I do believe he is the shift sergeant on that shift.
Okay. Because, yeah, and he specifically said, for whatever it's worth, I can't remember the term. I'm here on orders or whatever he just said to Alex.
Again, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you caught it, and I clipped it and I discussed it in length about you talking about the guy who actually gave Damien the ticket.
No, I'm talking about just now or whenever. The one who walked up to Alex, that was Morales. And when Alex asked him what I'm in charge for, the only thing he said was, I'm here under instruction. Or he said something a little different, but along those lines.
It could have been his lieutenant that ordered him to go do it.
Yeah.
At the direction of the sheriff. You know, we just don't know. But
Yeah, we don't.
all that stuff should be in the report, because I'm telling you, as the officer, Danica Dreamer. Okay, so I'll add you to the stage here.
Here, can you hear me?
There you are. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear
my
you.
name it's pronounced Danica.
Danica, okay.
Hi,
Hang tight
Danica.
1 second, and yeah. Let's see what we talk about. Yeah, so it should be in the report whenever the reports are filed. The reason he went up there and he arrested Alex. If he is not signing, he still signed after that. He's the one who arrested him and all that stuff. But if I'm told you're going to go arrest this person at my direction, or the sheriff said for me to let you know he wants you to go out there and arrest Alex for being on the street again, I'm going to put that in my report to cover my ass as the officer who goes out and makes the arrest. That may not be something I fully agree with. Now, understand something. I mean, at the direction of the people we work for and the people above us, our command staff, when they tell you to go do something, you know, you expected them not to make you, put you in a situation where you are forced to arrest someone for a civil rights violation, constitutional rights violation, anything that could come back to bite you in the ass, because it's not just you as the officer, it's going to be the whole department that gets sued. And so whenever people sue people, they don't just sue me as the officer. They sue me, they sue my supervisors, they sue all the way up to the chief, they sue the whole department, and then the city that you work for, town, whatever jurisdiction you work in. So
Yeah.
just for the record.
Oh, that makes sense. I'm gonna just one more thing to mention. That I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna make hubby dinner. I see him in there trying to cook for himself, but
poor guy.
I know. Well, I mean, she's a big boy; he can cook. But I had a meal plan, and this happened. I don't know if it is now. Alex's stream is still live. I don't know if you're watching. His daughter is posting.
Yeah,
and confirming
I'm
he's
just doing
there.
The 8x7s.
Okay. Yeah. And then you probably saw they did take, well, we talked about it. They took his stuff. So just FYI on that, his daughter Alexis is posting on his live as she's trying to figure out whatever
I'll try
she
to
has to
switch
figure out.
over to it here in a little bit. But feel free to come back, hang out here in a little bit. You've got the link now, so if you want to come back after dinner or whatever, we'll still be
If
here.
you're still live, if you're here, I will do that. It was nice talking to you. Thank you for being amazing. You're one of my favorites. We'll talk to you guys.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
bye.
you. Thank you. Danica, are you there?
I'm here. I was having some serious mobile issues earlier. I tried to get into 857 and it kicked me out, and there was there was some background noise, and I didn't want to be the cause of it, so I just checked out. But my question really is, did they have a restraining order against Alex from the first time? Because that would explain a lot.
Restraining order?
Yes. When he was arrested the first time, did the county tell him he could not return to Camino Escalante Road?
Not that I'm aware of. And we were discussing that prior to me going on. Yeah. But the county can't take out a restraining order against an individual that I'm aware of.
Right.
I mean, unless there's a prior court case that says something he's trying to do to the county.
But the residents could. The residents that made the complaint that said he was spraying pee, if they filed a restraining order, then that explains a lot. But if not, then, there's a lot wrong with this. I'm going to be blatantly honest.
There is.
I'm going to be blatantly honest. I watch Alex when he's with other streamers and stuff. I'm not a big follower of Alex's channel alone.
Right.
Just because, yes, he's enjoyable. He's funny. He's great to watch. But when it comes to the Nancy, I like to watch more professional things, that are searching and hoping and things like that.
A lot of people say that.
But on the other hand, watching this, I don't feel, I know he was out there protecting his First Amendment right, and that I understand. And I'm an activist to the hilt. I would probably be the same stubborn way. So I do back that he had the guts to do it. But unfortunately, I think now him and all streamers are going to end up paying the price for his action. If that makes any sense.
No, I fully understand what you're saying. It is quite very possible that that it could occur. I mean, I don't think it should not affect their individual cases. It could affect their cases in the future type thing if the stuff was to continue the way it has been. That I know of, no one has been told you can't be out there, and I have it on video that says, you know, every time they've been out there and either given a citation, they were never told not to come back. And
Right,
so
it's on
again,
camera. I've seen where the officers have offered them water, have told them they can be there.
yeah,
When
it's all
Juice
recorded for that
got that,
purpose.
yeah, when Juice got that ticket, they specifically told him just keep your feet out of the road.
That is correct.
And his feet would never have been in the road if Sue Ellen hadn't put that stuff out there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, but that was my main thing is I was just curious if there was ever a restraining order put out by the residents or whatever, because then that
So-
would warrant more of them doing what they did to him. But if not, there was absolutely no reason to pick him up and pull him out of his chair with no explanation for why he was being arrested or detained.
Correct.
Usually, you know, they usually will read you your rights if you are being arrested. Not always. Sometimes they do that during booking. But
It depends. Yes.
also he did not spit on the officer and he did not push the officer. You can clearly see his arm is out. His left arm is stretched out.
Right.
And the cop is hanging off of his shirt. And when he
I do,
stepped
and,
back,
and
the
you
cop
see his
fell
shirt
down.
rip and all that stuff. That is correct.
Right, that was
But
not- that was
again,
not intentional.
understand, it doesn't have to be intentional. It's the act that was occurring that caused the injury. If that officer was to become injured, and I'm not saying he was, I'm just saying the simple act of you're under arrest, stand up, put your hands behind your back, turn around, put your hands behind your back, is a simple arrest, and everything's good. I take you to the car. If you resist and you pull your arm away or anything like that, that is a resisting arrest. That simple. If you
Right,
tell
him
me, hold
locking
on,
his
wait a
hands-
minute.
Yeah.
Right.
Him locking
and
his
it lives
hands in
on
front of
video.
his belly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That
He
is
wasn't
resisting
fighting, but he
resist,
locked his-
unfortunately.
Yeah. Yes, he did resist arrest by locking his hands in front of his belly. He asked for a simple explanation, what am I being arrested for?
Right.
And they would not tell him.
Right.
I was on city council in the city that I live in, and we had a similar case with an individual who was maced, pepper sprayed. He was taken down to the ground. He got injured. He sued the city and he won for the simple reason that when he asked what he was being arrested for, they did not give him an answer.
It's happened many times before also. In other places
know.
also. Yeah.
So I
there
don't
is
know.
it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. I believe that he has every right to go down there and do what he wishes to do. At the same time, I believe if you're going to do this, and I'm not saying he was doing anything wrong, because all I had gotten home and sat down on X, and next thing I know, I'm getting messages like crazy. Get on here and clip Alex. He just got arrested again. And so I go to jump on the video and I'm like, what's going on now? So type thing. So, you know, I haven't got to go back and see what all occurred up before that. Somebody was asking me to go back and clip the whole thing. It's there. It's on YouTube. They can't take it down. So even if they turned his phone off and all that stuff. So the
Yeah, I
YouTube
noticed it
video,
was
the
blacked
whole
out.
thing will be there. It is. It's
Yeah, I-
because so the stream, his phone got shut off, which is the streaming device that's sending
Right,
it to
because
YouTube.
I was streaming it
So-
when it happened. I actually was.
Right.
And then I went over to check another page to see if they knew what was going on, to make a comment, hey, anybody know what's going on with Alex? You know, and then as soon as I went to click back over, it was gone. So
sorry, Lisa. I forgot you were on backstage, so I'll bring you in here shortly. Or you're there now, so if you want to join the conversation, but sorry,
Well,
I
I do-
forgot to hit the button on you.
I do have something to say to what you guys were just talking about.
Sure thing.
Because I was watching Alex. Oh God, I've got so much in my mind. I forgot what I was saying.
I think we all do right now.
Oh my gosh. I was watching it when what was y'all just talking about?
Yeah.
What was y'all talking about? Did y'all forget?
I
When it-
know. I'm just.
Were you
trust me, I
watching it
haven't.
when it blacked out?
Yes,
That's
yes.
right.
Oh my gosh, I am so mad. I can't even think. Yes, the police officer came over and turned it off. It didn't go off on
Correct.
its own. He come over,
Correct.
grabbed it, and he turned it off. Now,
He just powered
oh,
it
you,
down.
Danica, go ahead, honey. Finish your. I can wait. I didn't
Oh
mean
no, go
to. I
ahead.
just wanted to
No.
say that part, right there. Um, I have just, never seen someone ripped up out of a chair so ugly when all he said was name. Can you give me your name? And that he wanted to write down because he had a bad memory, And the next thing
We all do.
was, well, yeah. Well, listen, look at me. I'm so mad I can't even remember what I was talking about. But no, I mean it was such intensity used against this man, and and some people and then the spitting on the cop. No way, he could not breathe. Alex couldn't. He was trying his best to just breathe air in to talk,
Yeah.
where he was so excited. And
Hold up. Hold up. Sorry. Hold that thought 1 second.
okay,
Everyone, just so everyone knows, the Streamlabs moderator, I removed it, but somehow it's still on there and it's telling y'all to not do this, not do that, all that stuff. I'm sorry. I got to figure that out sometime. Whenever we have a little downtime, and I can jump into YouTube and figure out what's going on with the actual Streamlabs deal. So it's going to tell you got to be careful because it gives you a couple warnings and then it tells you it'll give you a 30-second timeout. So I'm just forewarning everyone that's out there in chat land, be careful with your comments and listen. When you see what it says of don't do that again, don't do that again until I can get it figured
yeah,
out. Okay. So just everybody knows. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
okay, no, that's fine.
We probably forgot what we was talking about again, didn't we?
Oh no, I still remember. I just think that we're all missing the common denominator here because even in my mind, I am still, having. I'm not used to. I live in Tennessee. I'm not used to
Right.
corrupt cops, or anything
Right.
like that. And I'm not saying all of them are because I appreciate the
Right.
men and women that serve.
Right.
But this all didn't stem from so much what Alex said. This has been brewing for some time now, where they have just been, so shady. What happened to Nancy? Why don't we all want to know? Why don't we all
Right.
have the same empathy towards her? You know what I'm saying? Why?
Right.
It's all we want's answers. I'm in
That's
Tennessee. I
that's
want
what brought
answers.
all of us together, whether we're watching
Yeah.
JLR, Damien, 857, Tucson, Alex, Ted, anybody. I mean, that's what brought us all together. And whether one of them is live and we're watching it, getting the information, or, I think Shayna posted up a thing from the guy. Gosh, I draw a blank on names sometimes. Jose, Jorge, something like that. The guy, he's a pretty good reporter. He was with News Nation and left them, and now he's an independent streamer. He was doing a
Then
story on
Brian Inman?
JLR.
Yeah.
He not Brian Anton is not who I'm talking about, but so Miss
Right.
Honeybee, I see you, and just make sure y'all remind me that I got somebody backstage. Not that I'm rushing
Okay.
anybody. We'll stay here as long as we can. If I could have 50 of us on the screen at one time, we'd do it, but it gets
Okay.
hectic. I've done it on other people's streams whenever
Yeah.
8 people are on there and you just can't. I'm like, hold on, I can't think type deal. So,
I normally don't
but
call in like this, but I just felt like I needed to because I feel
you
like I
need
said,
to.
yeah, I
You need
do. I need
to.
to voice my opinion because this is what
That's
Alex is
right.
fighting for tonight. Um, I think it went bad. I think Alex could have done a few things more better. I think the police officers could have done some more things better.
I
We're all
agree.
talking about corruption, and Alex, just look at poor Juice. He was
Right.
saying, "Somebody please follow them," and to make it sure I get there alive. I mean, he was scared to death. Alex, they
Yeah.
come pick him up, and he's a big sized guy. He's probably starting to fear for his safety because they wouldn't speak to him. They wouldn't tell him nothing. The, I, you know, nanos, corruption, and I just think that some of these
Yeah.
police officers, they feel like they have to feed their family at night, and they're going to do whatever he says at the end of the day, whether
Again,
they
I
may
mean,
not even believe this. You know, they may not even
That
believe in
that
what they're
is that
doing.
is fact. That is fact, and I stated that earlier. And last night I went very in depth in it for everybody that was here last night. I was discussing that topic of it's sort of what happened to me. It's why I chose to take an early retirement. You know,
Yeah.
sort of the same sense was, you know, look, no, I'm not doing it, and I said I'll walk away. I mean, and I walked away from it because it was just to the point
Yeah.
where things were just not.
Well, I mean,
Things were just not no longer what it used to be type deal. So
and
you
yeah,
know,
and this Sue Ellen woman, why are they, excuse me, kissing her honey? I mean, it's obvious. All she has to do is make a phone call.
yeah,
Money
you know,
talks.
yeah, Honeybee, I added you. Just
Hello,
you know.
Kevin. How are you?
Oh, Mr. Honeybee, I'm sorry, I'm mistaken and said the name there. How are you doing,
I'm doing good. My name
Mister?
is
I
Tim.
can't see all of it.
Oh, it says
Tim?
Mr. Honeybee Scratcher.
Yeah,
I
I
raised
can't see it
I,
all.
I raise honeybees in Georgia, and I scratch Georgia lottery tickets.
That's good.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
good.
But I'm
Yeah. So
also, I can honestly say I'm also a First and a Second Amendment auditor. Okay.
okay.
And
Mhm.
what I saw from Alex's arrest, now, a lot of people may not understand this, that you can resist an unlawful arrest. And this was proven by the State Supreme Court of Indiana and the State Supreme Court of Georgia. Okay.
Right.
So if he was doing nothing illegal, okay, and you can't arrest somebody for just sitting in a public place doing absolutely nothing, okay, that's not a lawful arrest, okay.
Right.
You
Correct.
tell someone you can't step out onto the street, okay.
Right. Public
There's
access
no,
thoroughfare.
absolutely. So sorry, I absolutely agree. Even if he was resisting, I agree with his resist. Okay. But you also
Mhm.
have to understand this. The more you resist, the more they're going to call out and beat the hell out of you.
You saw what
Okay.
happened. Another vehicle rolled up. I mean,
Right.
it's
And,
what happened. So
well, that short deputy really had no chance against Alex. Okay. I can honestly
No.
tell you that. Okay. The only
honestly,
thing,
all three of those guys, I'm just saying.
yeah, but honestly, the only thing different is he had a badge and a gun. Okay.
Right.
But still, he could do a beatdown on that guy. But, you know, I mean, you see so often police try to assert their authority when they don't have the right. Okay. And I
Does
believe
happen.
wholeheartedly. Now, I believe accept the arrest. Okay. Because your best defense is in court.
Correct.
Okay. But there may come a time where you really have to defend yourself against police.
Right.
And, you know, do what you need to do.
This would be pulled into that situation type thing. Yeah, I
Right.
fully
So,
understand what you're saying. I fully understand. You do have a right to resist, but that resist part of it, for me, my own personal opinion here, it's one thing to resist by saying, you know, what am I being arrested for or whatever. It's another thing to jerk and pull away and have a round robin, per se, there in the middle of the street, where you continue to resist to the point of, you know, an officer could have gotten hurt type thing. Alex could have gotten hurt. I'm seeing stuff going through in the comments and all that stuff. We hope and pray that's not the case, you know, of
right.
what's going on. So, I mean, it goes against the whole point that you're trying to prove. And again, I understand he's the one who, I mean, he told the juice not to come down there because, I mean, he fully expected that they're going to show up, you know, and something happened. And then they showed up and stuff.
I think there would have
he
been
went-
less resistance by him if they told him what he was being arrested for.
I agree. I agree. You know,
And
again,
the way I
it's,
see it,
I'm not
yeah.
picking sides here, you know, and I don't think any of you are picking sides here. It doesn't sound like so far. We all agree that this should have occurred so that this didn't occur. And then when this occurred, this shouldn't have occurred.
But I do
You
want
know?
to say this. I do want to say this. The
Sure, go ahead.
officers could have asked him to stand up instead of grabbing each arm and pulling him up. When you get offensive, people get defensive. And the fight or
trust
flight
me.
will kick in. The fight or flight will kick in. I've been there.
Trust me, I
know how
know.
it feels.
I did it for
and let me
32
just
years.
say-
Trust me, I understand.
And I think they did that on purpose because they wanted that reaction.
Well, I mean,
But-
and again, they know exactly that he's live. They probably sat and watched the video and decided when they were going to make their move type deal and waited until the third guy was around the corner. You know, they can see live exactly what's going on, you know. Can you
Now-
guys hear my printer or anything in the background, dogs barking? If so, let me know and I'll shut my door and all that stuff.
Nope, don't hear a thing.
Okay, good deal. It's very,
But the other thing is,
yeah, you had a
the
question.
the U.S. Supreme Court has said that police don't have to tell you what you're being arrested for. And there's a problem right there because literally every state, or I should say every police agency, doesn't tell you what you're being arrested for. You know, unless
Right.
they find narcotics
Everybody's-
in your car.
Everybody seeing that comment right there? Sunny Days saying that KVOA is already picking up tonight's event that he was arrested for public nuisance and resisting arrest. So
Well, see, that's not gonna fly. Okay, you can't be a public nuisance just sitting on a public
I agree.
right of way.
I mean,
okay,
especially when we have video. When I say we, I mean I'm just no different than anybody who else on the internet out there who has clipped and posted and shown others that may don't know how to do it type thing. I've clipped all these contents of them being told, no, you don't have to leave, but you can't be in the street type deal. You need to be sitting on the sidewalk, the off the roadway. And then today on the clip, I went back and I captured some of the stuff. I mean, you got to remember, just like now, people are not watching me because they're watching the 857. He's live, and I guess, you know, Alex's daughter's live on his deal. I don't know. You know, there's so many of us going on type thing that we can't watch everybody. So I may not have seen the Juice's video of whenever the officer told him, you know, to move the rocks back and be off the roadway. And the same, was it not the same? Yeah, it was the officer who gave him the citation. The guy who came and arrested Alex was the one who told him that the private property, and I was wrong on this, and I put out a post on X today. I was wrong. You know, here in Oklahoma, you own your property goes to the road, and you have to give them an easement access. You still own the property. You're still responsible for it. You take care of it. But whenever they need to run a utility line and all that stuff, they can come in and do it whenever they need to. They don't have to get your permission. It's, you know, a thing where they try to notify you that, hey, we're coming on your property to do this work, but they don't have to. But in Pima County now, it looks like Sue Ellen's property comes down to that gully easement. So everything up the bank to her house is her private property. The county owns the ditch line area, and then the easement is between that ditch line and the roadway surface. So they told them to be on that easement.
well, I
Which
couldn't
Alex
tell.
was.
Are there sidewalks over there?
No, there is no sidewalks. It's straight raw earth up into the edge of the roads.
Okay, but
Rocks
still,
and stuff like that, tree debris.
still a part of that is city county property, which is public property.
Right.
So as long as
And
you're on that,
that's the
part,
easement. That is the easement
Right.
part, is the public property, because it's owned by the county, and that area is what, and the officer even goes on Juice's stream and points it out and shit. Now, we can't see fully where he tells him, but he specifically tells him, okay, right here's where we're at, and this right here is where the wash is, what they call it. The wash is. That is public property. Sorry, I was hearing a noise, and I'm like, what is that noise? It almost sounded like an earthquake or something. I don't see nothing shaking, so I guess my house is okay. I'm in Oklahoma. We don't have too many earthquakes, I'm just saying. But the easement area there, yes, is owned by the county, and he was telling him, this is the easement. As long as you're on the easement and not on the roadway surface, then that's that's where you need to be.
and you
And then
can
they
also
come back
go
and
on. Yeah, you can also
yeah,
go online and look at the property, and you could find out what part belongs to the county as
yeah, and that's
opposed to
what
what.
that's what that Sergeant Morales showed Juice on his phone. He went and looked it up before he gave him his citation. He went and looked it up to verify where it was at. That's what took so long. So he comes back and he has it. And I posted on X for everybody that follows me on X. In case some of you don't, at Hotwire405 is my X handle. I got a couple people that follow me. I mean, there's some great people that follow me. So,
But from what I
I
understand, this is what I've heard, and I'm not sure if I heard it on JLR's channel, that the residents wanted people kept away. And
that's debatable. That's debatable on who really has said that. Now, we know that Sue Ellen has voiced her opinion quite often. There is news stations putting out that concerned residents are putting out that they don't want them there. But that's debatable also on who those residents are, as they were anonymous.
And I don't believe in anonymous sources, okay?
Well, and that's the whole thing about it. Whenever this stuff, and that's the whole point also that I want to make sure we make on this, with the Juice, with Damien, 857 Tucson, with Alex's first arrest. Everything was good in the defense of all that stuff based on video evidence. I proved, the whole thing about Alex getting arrested and they saying he threw urine on the ground and all that stuff. With my video, for everybody that follows me, I clipped it and I called in on JLR show and said, hey, look, here's the video right here. They added a sound clip to that. It's not there. I have the real video because everybody knows I clip stuff from everybody's streams when I can. And so there's just, up until this point, I think they had a great defense on everything that they have been charged with and could take to court and defend it. Now,
I
I'm not
agree.
saying today's...
This kind of blew it out of the water. And I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just had one.
No,
I just
no,
had
go
one
ahead.
question.
Feel free.
I had
Sure.
one question. We have 4 states up on the screen. Any of your 4 states ever arrested anybody at their home for a public nuisance, or does that usually happen generally in the public where it's happening? Because
Never,
Alex was arrested at his home.
never heard of it.
Never
Yeah,
heard
I
of
mean,
it.
it's...
Not here at
It's...
my home. I mean, nothing
Yeah.
that I read in the paper or anything like that. I mean, they might call you and say, "Hey, blah blah blah, you need to come down here," and but not for like, "Hey, it's you're making a nuisance by being down there," blah blah blah, and they just show up and arrest you. Don't call you or do anything. But if you've seen something like that, I know around here it's more or less, you need to come down and pick up your citation or whatever.
It's a citable offense, and it's only arrestable per se if it is occurring in front of the officer right then and there, and the officer sees it. He can arrest you for it right then and there. If he has shown a video of this person that keeps coming back and doing this right here, and it's a video of it, and he can say, okay, I know for sure that's Alexander. Then he would go to the courts, you know, and he would get it signed and all that stuff, and be sent a citation in the mail that you need to appear in court on this date for this offense, because the officer would have to charge him in his presence for that misdemeanor offense. So
That means
yeah,
they would have had to
it's
take the time to get a warrant. They had to take the time to get a warrant. And they also, 857 hadn't been out there in probably a good 30 days, maybe less. I don't know.
2 months.
And the
2
one time
months.
he went out there, he gets offered a glass of water and then gets a huge citation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
You know, and that, again, all that stuff occurred right there with that incident with Damien and with the Juice getting arrested was 4 minutes after the story came out that Nanos says if you're out there, you're going to get arrested and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, that whole situation's a whole different thing. And everybody, you know, we all know everybody's looking into it from all kind of different angles and all that stuff, legal aspects and stuff.
In my theory, and like I have always done, every time I got arrested, I never attempted to resist. My fight is in court.
Right.
So that's where I'll do it.
And I think that's the big takeaway from this. And I think that's the point that, you know, that's what I've been trying to make all night. You went out there to exercise your rights and to prove your point with the idea that you could get arrested for it. Now, with that in knowledge, when they walked over to you and said, stand up, you're under arrest, my personal opinion, he should have stood up, gave no fight, and said, take my ass to jail because I'm going to sue you again. And it became a court case that added to it. That's my personal opinion for everybody. Again, when I first started talking in this stream tonight, I told people that, hey, some people's idea is F the police, I'm not doing anything you say, and they want to stand up and fight for everything they can because you're not arresting me and taking me to jail. And I'm just saying, you know, I sure hope that it wasn't for the view of what people were seeing on his live stream. You got to be a bigger man in the situation and say, not only now am I going to own the street that this house is on, I'm going to own the sheriff's department, and I'm going to own a lot of land here in this county because you're getting ready to pay me for what y'all have done to me and violated my civil and constitutional rights.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying in the whole aspect of me personally. I think it could have been done a little different. I don't disagree that Alex has every right to go out there. He has every right to stream from that street, from the side of the street, not in the roadway. It is a easement that they were told they could be there. He has every right to do so, and they cannot tell him because of his First Amendment rights, you know, to go out there and do that. So,
well, they always try to go after citizen journalists.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And you need to stand up for your rights, but you need to do it the right way. Don't cause a disturbance and just when they write you a citation or take you to jail, accept that arrest or that citation and you fight it in court because that's where you're going to win. You're never going to win.
Agreed, 100%. And another thing I'll say, again, everybody knows I'm in Oklahoma. I'm not out there. I don't have the ability to go out there to Tucson and do what these streamers are doing and bringing us the information. And by saying that, you know, these guys must understand, once these events occur, do not go back home and get your butt on your stream and put out every information and stuff you know and call everybody, every name in the book under the sun. It's okay to talk about it and say, look, I was arrested because they say I did this crime. so be it. But when you get on there and you start telling the sheriff that he's a lying piece of crap and blah, 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 you're only asking for more attention.
Yes, I'm with you 100% on that. In my opinion, just like you said, he should have just stood up, turned around, gave his arms, and went in and let the courts deal with it. Unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. Maybe that was his plan, but I think when each one of them grabbed an arm and pulled him up, that the fight or flight mode kicked in. I don't know. Maybe
don't
it's just
disagree.
Alex's, but on the other hand,
that is
I
Alex's
think-
nature.
I think
Sorry, go ahead.
the other best thing that would have been to do would be to arrange like a sit-in, just quiet sitting with a group of people, whatever, take lessons from the old freedom riders, if you want to make a statement.
Right.
There are ways to do it without being extreme and without, like, now his family might suffer because he won't be there for them.
Right.
There's ways to do it. And I don't know. I don't know what everybody's political beliefs are, and I don't care. But if you look up what happened to Don Lemon, he is a major fighter for independent journalists because he was arrested himself for being in a place during a protest. He was not in the protest. He was filming the protest. But because he asked the pastor questions, they said it involved him in the protest and he was arrested.
He knew what was going to happen. He said he didn't know. No, he knew what was going to happen. And he
didn't know the exact
to be
thing.
there.
He has it on his phone. He showed everybody. Look, I came into town and I was wondering what was going on because I was waiting to do other things and I got invited to this and I showed up. He didn't plan it.
No, he
The only
didn't plan
part
it,
is-
but he knew the plan.
Yeah. If I agree partly with you on your statements, and I agree that he had a right to be there outside of the place of worship. When they chose to go inside the place of worship to do their protests inside the place of worship and interrupt a place of worship, that's where they crossed the line. They should have
Absolutely.
waited, had they waited till after the church service was over and then they confronted the pastor or the congregation or whatever it was that they wanted to protest.
Mainstream
When they walked
media
into that
crews
church
don't
and
wait.
disrupted.
But mainstream media
No,
don't
I
wait.
agree with you.
Mainstream.
I understand.
Look at KBOA. They're on the street. They're reporting. They're taking pictures. They are not getting citations. They're not being told not to park. So
agree
it's
with you.
it's a double-edged sword. If you are not
That's correct.
mainstream, you are not considered journalist. That word
That's not true.
independent.
No, that's not true because
It is
the court,
in the eyes of the courts and the law. Basically, it is. That word independent in front means you are a self-employed worker.
and
You
that's
do not.
fine.
You do not have a
The
station.
courts are
Yeah.
the courts are recognizing independent journalists,
In some places, not all.
and that's why
Lisa,
you
are
have
you
to
still
keep
here?
fighting.
It shows her disconnected, so
Yeah, it looks like
But
she
like-
left.
yeah,
I think
okay,
honestly
now it went away
that-
now.
I think honestly, like the streamers that are seriously, like I think what turned me off the most on Alex was the name calling of Brian Enton. Brian Enton was right there with the streamers being like, well, would I get arrested? Basically not saying I take their side, but more or less, hey, what would happen if I went out there? And then Alex turns around and calls him a beep,
Yeah.
What good did that do him? That shook a lot of viewers and said, no, we're done with you now.
Yeah.
Because you want those
I
people on
understand.
your side. You want those people on your side. You don't want them saying, hey, this is a nuisance. Because you're trying to prove you're not a nuisance.
Hi, Sarah. Yeah, exactly. It's it's unfortunate. again, for you guys that follow me on X, there's things that I share and there's things that I won't share. And this falls into that category of things that I'm not sharing that, you know, I don't feel it's right what was said. My opinion, I get to decide what I get to say. His opinion, he gets to decide what he wants to say. And people choose if they're going to continue listening to him after they hear what he says, and that's everyone's rights.
And that's how
Me
I feel. I
personally,
feel the same way, you know.
A lot of people quit following me whenever I said this true crime drama is just, I'm done with the crap. I mean, because all the stuff that's going on, all that stuff. I didn't mean I was done with true crime. And I'm a grown ass guy. If I decide I'm going to come back right here in 5 minutes and say, you know what, the hell with that, I'm going to just blast everybody type thing. And I make that decision, you as my viewer and friend decide whether you're going to continue to listen to what I have to say type thing. So, you know, it's just one of those things where it's, you know, I've said stuff. I have got my behind handed to me on X, you know, for some of the stuff I've said. And it took me a minute to realize, you know, if I didn't say those things, I probably wouldn't have those issues. So I've tried to calm it down a little bit, you know, so.
And then you have a lot of people were bashing Lauren because Lauren made the statement. I agree that the neighbors feel infringed upon. There's nothing wrong with agreeing with that because they've said, some of them have said they feel infringed upon.
You
So
see,
she said, I
Elisa,
agree.
seriously, Elisa, you saying this in the chat? I'm garbage. You ain't got to tell everybody you're leaving, you know. You don't have to agree with me.
Is that the one that was talking to us?
No, Elisa.
Oh.
Pettit, you know, she's been here a couple of times, but she didn't agree with, I guess, what I just said. You think it's all right for someone to call someone a faggot? Are you serious? Get the hell out of here. You know, that's what's wrong with the world. So people need their damn mouth smashed is what it is. And if you agree with people making statements like that, you know,
people are
it's crazy.
too easily offended.
Yeah.
They're too easily offended and they feel like they're entitled.
And I'm sorry, Danica, I have to disagree with you about the neighbors. As long as you're not on their property, they need to mind their own business. Go move on with their lives.
I have to agree with that fact. I mean, you know, and I understand their concerns.
I didn't say that. I said Lauren got bashed for saying that, and she had the streamers over for dinner. But she said, I see both sides. There's nothing wrong with seeing both sides. I see both sides as well. You know,
Agreed. And Lauren said it on, I'm sorry to interrupt you, on JLR stream last night. Lauren even said that whenever she heard Alex say something, let's see, what was it? Something he said or did, she called him up and said, Alex, I don't agree with what you just said there, you know? And
right, and there's nothing wrong with disagreeing, but it doesn't mean people don't need to bash you and say, well, I hate her because she said that. But you have to look at both sides. The ones that truly were close with Nancy, they probably are bugged by it a little bit, not by the memorial and stuff, but you know, maybe because they want to go by and pay their respects by themselves, not on camera. Okay, they can do that, but they have to pick certain times, whatever. But I think the majority of it was the same individual. I don't think it was the neighbors. I think it was the individual, the same one.
Right.
But regardless, I do feel that there are two sides. And I think that in that case, the property owners, unfortunately, are going to have more of a case than streamers.
No, they won't. Not a chance.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, honestly, the whole thing went, you know, as you say, the homeowners are going to have more of a case and all that stuff. The streamers haven't done anything specifically to them in the sense of, you know, all the things that they're saying that is occurring, blocking the streets, blah, 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 you know. The live videos show that wasn't the case, you know.
But it is on video. But what I'm saying is, if you're on a jury and you don't see all these videos, because many people listening to the news don't watch YouTube.
Correct.
And if you're
That's
seeing
fact.
if you're seeing this from what's being reported on KVOA, don't tell me that you're not going to automatically say, "Oh my God, those streamers are terrible. I can't believe they're
I
out there
agree.
pooping. I can't believe they're out there peeing. I can't believe they're throwing cactus. I can't believe that they're walking on the property. I can't, all you're going to hear is, I can't believe, I can't believe, I can't believe." Well, that's because you don't watch the lives. And they're not going to go
Right.
back and watch, they're not going to go back and watch a full month of 12 hours a day lives to see what's going on. That's
I
why I'm
agree.
Yeah,
saying that
I
the
mean,
yeah, but when,
that's what I mean by the homeowners have more of a case. I don't mean
no,
that in a court of law that they're automatically
and,
going to
and we
win.
don't
I'm
mean
just
that they're going to
saying,
win it. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I
right.
understand what you're
I'm not
saying there.
saying that.
Yeah. No. You are absolutely correct because I mean, see, I mean, I'm watching 857's video over here, and they're showing Alex's arrest again, and there's just it's over here on this stream. Happens to be where my camera's at, and I'm just looking, and so the whole resistant thing, I just see it more and more type thing. So, but no, I agree with you. There's people who, and that's sort of why I've shied away from Facebook, because it became political and it became a focused, this is the way it is. No, that's not the way it is. You're not seeing this opinion over here that may have some truth in it because you're so damn dead set on this is the way it is, and so exactly what you're saying there. If people only of that generation and of that lifestyle who do not get into YouTube and hearing and seeing the other parts of the facts are only able to understand and see what is shown and fed to them per se, then they won't see the full truth of issues. So
And
I
like
get
you
what you're
showed on
saying.
I followed you recently, when you started showing
Thank you.
the videos of, I'm sorry, I can't subscribe. My money just doesn't go that far. I don't have the money to subscribe to like join and pay everybody, unfortunately. But
No.
I do subscribe. I do hit likes, but I did like the fact that somebody actually did play video, because when you look at the videos from the news from KVOA, all of them are the worst. Like JLR on that mask, that if they had watched the whole recreation, that was not a nasty thing.
Correct.
That was a recreation of maybe this happened. Maybe this happened. It wasn't, look, I'm the caper. They
Right.
took the worst clips of everybody.
and that's
Right.
what the mainstream media does to get viewership. So,
Right.
that I have to leave because my wife is going to be calling me on her lunch. But I enjoyed being
understand.
up here, and Kevin,
Feel
I
free to come back
subscribe to your
anytime.
channel. All right,
I
sounds good.
appreciate you.
Thanks,
I
Kevin.
appreciate you. Stop in anytime.
All right, have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
mean,
and I'll try to find you on X and stuff too. I mean, I'm starting a new page, the page that's up now. I had another one, but it was a business page, and people don't like true crime and politics and all that interfering with business. So I did a
right.
personal page.
It's one of those things where
And
you'll fastly learn separation between. It's no different. I mean, that's why I changed my YouTube name to Captain Kevman Creations, is because when I'm doing these streams, I'm creating. When I'm doing airbrushing or doing 3D modeling and all that stuff, I'm creating. So, at some point when all this true crime stuff's down, it slows down a little bit, then I'll be doing more of my airbrushing and showing people that kind of stuff, all kind of different stuff. I'm not,
Right.
I don't want to focus all my effort on true crime and all this stuff that's going on every day, because it will eat your mind. I'm just telling you, it did to
it
me.
will.
I mean, I
I
was
follow a lot of true crime, and I follow a lot of protests and a lot of activist things.
right.
I live 30 minutes from where the Idaho 4 were killed, or the name
Uh-huh.
Koberger comes to everybody's mind. I'm 30 minutes from that.
Right.
And that was a really, really big deal. And that's kind of when I started following YouTube, honestly, because the news was not putting out what YouTube was.
Right.
You know, and so that's kind of when I joined YouTube and found a lot of things and just started following pages that I enjoyed. You
Well,
know,
make sure
and that's
you drop
yeah.
as a comment. Make sure you drop your page's names in the comments for anybody out there listening. If you have your own YouTube channel, feel free to drop your name of your channel. Put a link in the comments. I do not care.
I'll try to drop
I
I'll
appreciate-
try to drop a link, but I think I only have 10 subscribers. I just opened it recently. So
This is how
I'm not very far.
that's, you know how many I started out with?
Huh.
I started out with 0 too. You got to start somewhere. And
Yeah.
I, you know, going on JLR stream, JLR helped me out. There is no doubt about it. JLR put my name out there and people started following me. I made some comments. I lost a lot of followers, and then it's slowly starting to come back. So, again, WRH, I saw your other comment there. I'm not, I can't have members on YouTube because we're not there yet. But I mean, you know, as we continue to do these streams and everybody comes in and comments and enjoys coming into my streams and all that stuff, we'll get there. We'll get to the point where we got to have 3,000 hours of
Yeah, and I
viewership
can't restream.
in a year.
I can't restream yet, but I do clip and share like to X and stuff, so I can do that for your page. But
Yeah.
I don't have enough hours or viewers or anything like that to even restream.
It's because
yet.
you're doing it through YouTube.
Yeah.
I use a service called Stream. This is on StreamYard, is what you guys are seeing me right now. I also use Streamlab, and that's a software that allows you. So, for instance, right now I'm streaming from YouTube and X via StreamYard. So it allows you to stream to multiple, I think up to 10. Look into StreamYards, and I do have a referral link right here.
Cool,
I'll
because
post
I'm
right there.
I'm not very tech savvy, but I'm learning. And I even went and I don't like to be on camera much, but I got me some podcast equipment because I thought, well, it was on sale. I thought if I ever get enough viewers, I might do podcasts.
Here's what I'll
for
tell
my
you.
other-
And there's another lady that I follow who's a friend from X. She has multiple channels, and again, people's channels. The name. Sometimes I have a hard time remembering my own name, folks. So I can't remember everybody's name. But she has a few followers, and you know, same way she started out. And I've given this advice many a times. Start with your cell phone. When you're driving to town, driving across town, take and record yourself. You know, set it up to where it's not visible. It's not going to get you a citation for using your phone. But turn on your phone and record yourself talking to the phone. You don't have to be looking directly into that camera, but just your interaction and what you say, and record it. When you get back home, go back and watch it and go, okay, I don't like how I said this, and do that multiple times to the point you get comfortable. And I'm telling you, look at me. I have social disorders, I guess you could say. I forget what the hell they call it, but nobody would ever thought I'm on YouTube and I'm sitting here talking to a camera here in my little studio, and here I am, you know, putting out videos and all that stuff. And let me tell you, the first one will scare the heck out of you when you know that there's a lot of people out there who could be watching. My first stream was I was thrown in the fire on JLR stream with 20,000 viewers at one time, you know, type thing. And it scares you. And once you're done and you hang up and you're like, that wasn't that bad. You start doing it again, Y'all ain't going to see the end of me. I mean, you know what I mean? And now I'm here. I'm way past the nervousness point of doing it. So it's so much easier to do it. So anytime you want to come on here, you want to, you know, if you decide to, which you can, I don't know if you're on phone right now, you can come on there, you can turn on your camera, do it whenever you feel comfortable.
I'm just on mobile. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, I'm more than willing to help people. Again, that's what my life's about, is about helping people. I mean, whether it be with VA stuff, whether it be with, you know, anything that I can help people with.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's just who I am. So, you know, Unfortunately, I haven't got to read everybody's comments, and I haven't been able to answer them. I just happen to see Ms. Linda's here. I wasn't, but I will throw her name out there. Linda says, and here I'll post it up here. Linda says, Cap, are you speaking? And just for the record, because I had a friend of mine, I say a friend, I've never met him in person, but I know him and his wife. He called me Skipper the other night. I am not a Marine Corps captain, never was. I was an enlisted Marine. So the name Captain Caveman is where I took the name Captain Kevman, because my name is Kevin. And so I turned that into, you can almost see the caveman. If you say it incorrectly, it's still, even with it spelled Kevman, it's Captain Caveman. And that's where I just chose that name as my Marine name, and everybody knows me by that. So I am not a Marine Corps captain. And you see in my profile on X, it says, I served in the United States Marine Corps. I was not a Marine Corps captain, just for the record. So let me grab Ms. Linda Beats here. She says, Cap, are you speaking of Crystal of Crystal's Crime Board? Crystal's a good friend of mine. If you guys do not follow her on X, make sure you do. She has her YouTube posted over there. She might even be in the comments right now. So Crystal, if you're out there, drop those links. She's really sweet. She's allowed me to DM her on X and ask really dumb questions. The only way that we get answers is we ask the things that we think may be dumb, but I got to ask somebody because I don't know. So ask your questions to anybody. You'll learn and know the next time if I want to ask that person a question again. I want to be that person that you can, after dark. I just saw you there, young lady. Good friend of mine. After Dark is the one I'm talking about. So After Dark, she's got her own YouTube channel. Again, everybody, make sure if you have a YouTube channel when you're here, drop your links in the comments for everybody here that can follow you. So
I'm on mobile. I'm not on computer, so it's kind of hard. But what I always reciprocate.
It is much easier on computer, I'll tell you.
If somebody follows me, I follow back. That's what I do. And I will say ahead of time, a lot of people don't agree in politics, and I don't care what your politics are, because both parties right now are being pains in the asses.
Yeah.
But
thank you, Stacey. I love you too.
I don't
Sorry.
I don't judge people based on their politics. I don't want to be judged based on mine. Right now, I think the main thing that needs to get solved and figured out is definitely that First Amendment right, and finding out what the future is going to be for all independent journalists. All of them.
Right.
On any case, anywhere, if this happens again, is it going to be the law where they cannot be on that street taking pictures or filming? Or is it going to be, no, they have the right to do so? I mean, where does this lie and where does it go?
Right. It's now to the point where, I have to say, look, again, if you wish to go out there and exercise your constitutional rights, your First Amendment right, go out there and stream and all that stuff, you have that right. But we can't be going out there for the purpose of instigating anything. And again, I'm not saying Alex went out there, or any time in his stream. I haven't went back and watched the beginning of his stream, see what was said, or if there was any derogatory comments towards anyone. Because I'm telling you, when those derogatory comments come out of F the sheriff or his posse, or, just things that can cause an issue, it causes them to come around the corner and hook people up. So don't do it for other people either. Again, I'm not saying that.
Threat. It's literally considered a threat, is what it is.
There's a lot of stuff. That, yes, you're right. That could be taken.
And it's not meant to be. It's not meant to be. Right. It's his opinion. It's how he feels. And, that's, people can say F this, F that, F him, F that. You right. Heard.
I got a button here. You want to say it again?
There you go. Perfect.
I do have a button because I had a problem. It's just normal language to me. I'm sorry, but that's just the way I am. I served in the military. So, but yes,
well,
you are
I grew up around bikers and cowboys. I'm used to hearing the word, but I also grew up. A lady doesn't use it. A lady doesn't use it unless she's angry.
All the ladies that have been hanging out with me for a while, they know. If you got to
Yeah.
say it, feel free to say it. It doesn't bother me. You know, I would sure hope that people are not letting their kids hang out. You know, again, I don't try to offend anyone, but you know, there's times when the expression must be felt, and we just got to say the way we feel it, type thing. So,
All right.
there you go. After Dark just dropped her YouTube channel for anybody out there. Thank you, After Dark.
Yeah, so I get that, you know, and I don't put people down for what they say, you know, but it did bother me, the calling Enton that name. It just, that
I
that to
understand.
me,
I understand.
we should be past that, you know, and
We are
that's
better
his,
than that.
yes, and that is his personal feelings. I understand that. Maybe he said it for
That is
views.
correct.
I don't know, but doing things like that is defeating the purpose of fighting for your First Amendment right.
Agreed. Agreed. You know, and
But here
where the
I
hell's that
am, you
car
know,
at? Oh, you must be
that was
outside
at
or
my
something. I'm
house.
like,
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to duck, make sure no daggum car's going to drive through my house at me, because I'm like, there's no way there's a
Sorry
car
about that.
coming around here. You're all right.
Sorry about that.
I
I'm a
don't care.
smoker and I don't smoke in my house, so I go outside to smoke.
I smoked for 35 years and I'm a vapor now. So
Probably a lot cheaper.
What was? Well, yeah, that's a long story we'll have to talk about there. What was I was going to say something.
Oh, we were talking about
Um,
protecting your First Amendment.
Well,
When
I
it-
was I was thinking about something about the Alex thing, and again, I mean, he has a right to say what he wants to say, but at the same time,
That's the beauty of being a free country. You know,
exactly, you know, and a young lady that I have spoken with on X and communicated with and all that stuff, she was upset with something I said earlier about the fact that, you know, and she's across the pond. And I made the comment, well, that's the joy of us living in America. We have rights, you know, and I wasn't being snide to her. It's just the fact of,
it is a
you know,
fact. And the thing
that's
is
why we
I'm,
have rights.
I think the reason I've gotten as far as I have is because I'm smart enough to be able to agree to disagree. I can love
Right.
you even if I hate what you stand for. I can still love you.
Right.
You know, because I love you as a
I'll
person.
tell you this
not,
much. It took me, you know, I'll be 53 here in a few days. It took me 53 years to understand that. You know, if you would have asked me that, or even tried to talk to me about that a few years ago, I'll say, I always had a focused opinion, and I didn't listen to both sides of the opinion, you know, and it was the way my opinion was and the way I felt, and that's the way I believed, and you're not going to change my mind. I don't care what you say. But now I have, just in the time I've been on X, and you know, as things change with me as a human being in life, and where I'm at in my life today, you know, with my kids out of the house and type thing, and I see all that stuff. Why are we doing all that stuff? And that's where I was going with it. Was earlier on X, I put out, you know, if we all quit sharing this crappy stuff that's being said by this side and that side, the drama will stop. You know, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people who want to keep the drama, no matter what that drama is, about individuals' personal lives. I'm done with that crap. That it doesn't affect me. I can come here on my YouTube stream and I can talk to all you guys who are willing to listen to me, and us have discussions, and us not talk about any of that drama that's going on between this side saying something about this side, or here's the receipts and record, blah, 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 of your court appearances and all that stuff. That don't affect me. I've never been arrested. So
I think
I'm
that
just saying.
comes with maturity. I think that comes with maturity and education. Communication is key. You know, sometimes you have to be that moderator and be in the middle. Like I
Here's
said, I was on city council. I had to learn. I was not biased because um, I was not one to pick sides. If public comment came and they gave me a good argument, great. You know, I don't care if it was, I didn't take a side until I heard both stories. Let's put it that way.
right.
And so that's what made me stronger and made me better at what I did, was leaving my ears open and my mouth shut for a while. Because I noticed when I was young, my mouth was the first to go and my ears were the first to close.
Right. Yeah.
And as I
Yeah.
got older, I learned, you know, hey, sometimes you got to listen to understand, you know. And I try to explain that to my daughter, but she is a duplicate of me. All I can
Right.
say is she drives
Younger
me
you.
crazy, but that's, yep, exactly. Because
Yeah.
she's just like me. Her mouth goes and her ears close, and then we argue back and forth, and she doesn't want to hear it. But at the same
Been there.
time, I know she hears me,
Yeah.
you know, so.
Yeah.
But you can't
It's
push either. Like, that's the thing. You can't push. Sometimes you have to sit back and be patient and let things ride for a bit. This was, I feel, too fresh of a wound to break back open, if that makes any sense.
no, I fully understand and agree. You know, again, I'm not the person that can tell him this, that, and the other. He's the one who makes that decision. I agree with you 100% that where we were at up till today's events, the ball was in the right court, and it
You
was
got
their
it.
game to win. And, you know, and I'm not saying that what Alex did was wrong. I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with Alex. Again, I've said it early in the stream. I agree that Alex has every right to go out and exercise every right that the Constitution gives him.
I don't
There is
agree
nothing
with
that
the
says
situation. I don't agree with the
right.
situation. I can understand, though, as a bullheaded individual, why Alex did what he did. It wasn't just for views. A lot of it may have been, but it wasn't just for views. I think it was to push that bar to see how far he could go, thinking that he was going to make a statement for all YouTubers. He probably thought it was going to be a positive move.
Right.
I don't think he was
Yeah.
think he was out to destroy,
No, I agree. I
you
don't
know.
think he would have went out there for the intent of saying that I am going
I
to
don't either.
prove the point of, you know, blah, blah, blah. I think he went out there to prove the point that as independent journalist, which that's what they claim. I'm not an independent journalist. I'm not an independent, I'm me on YouTube. I'm not a journalist. So, you know,
I
he's
call myself
claiming
a
to
chatty
be,
activist.
I'm a person that you guys, I think, like to talk to so
I know
far,
people
right?
laugh at that.
You
I
know,
know
so
people laugh at that, but I'm a chatty activist. Why is that?
yeah,
Because I can chat and I can, you know, I'm an activist for things I believe in.
right. I
But I
mean,
will also
and
stand for other people. I mean, and this is the hard part. Like, is this going to separate streamers? Is this going to unite streamers? This is my question, looking at it from a person that, I was a union organizer for a long time too. I don't know, you can probably hear that in me as well. But I'm wondering if this is going to be the rise or the fall of this whole scenario, if that makes sense. Because I can see it going either way. I mean, I can see the people just stomping their feet and saying, we won't take this anymore. But I can also see people saying, oh, well, it was just one man. It's not a big deal. So I don't,
yeah,
it's hard
yeah.
to say which
Sorry,
way
my
that's going to
mic.
roll.
I hit my button to turn off my mic and it wouldn't come back on. I'm sitting there going, hold on, everybody. But yeah, I heard everything you said, and I agree. You know, so I don't know. I mean, again, I don't necessarily think that it's going to affect any of the prior situations, in the sense of, you know, especially for Damien and for the Juice. They weren't involved in tonight's situation.
They
Can
weren't,
tonight's
but
situation?
they weren't involved in that, but they are streamers.
No.
And so they're gonna
it's
they're gonna put Alex in this
in a basket,
bowl.
you know.
Yes.
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
everybody that's in that same basket, all those eggs, are they gonna rot? Or,
Right, I understand.
are those eggs gonna hatch and go different ways? I mean, I'm just seeing it from, like you said, looking at both sides.
Yeah.
I'm wondering who's gonna move on what. Like, are the people gonna move forward? Is the county gonna move forward? Are they gonna say, well, you know what? He's got prior convictions. 3 strikes, you're out, buddy. You're going to prison, which would suck.
Right.
Trust me, that would really suck. But I mean,
Right.
is this gonna be, well, you want it, you got it. This is what we're gonna give to you. Or is it gonna
Right.
be, okay, we went too far, we have to make amends here at some point. Yes, the First Amendment does count. I don't know which way it's going to go. I mean, I know I'm going to be watching completely, like following. And for me, it's hard because it is, in a way, bringing light to Nancy because her name's out there. But on the other hand, is it going to help Nancy or harm Nancy?
Right. Something else
'cause-
interesting. Speaking of Nancy, and I know that the majority of you follow me and all these other guys for the Nancy Guthrie case. Has anybody else heard anything about? I saw a small something about the Mexican border, about a grave that was found. Anybody else hear anything? Because I've
seen
been live.
several clips on that. And the one clip was that searchers in Mexico were saying they found a body and they thought it was Nancy. And then I saw another clip that said it was fake news. And then I saw where searchers are going to Mexico to look, but it's not confirmed that was Nancy.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard, just because, I mean, I've been on stream for 1 hour and 37 minutes. And then, the hour up before that, I was clipping and catching up. People asking me, hey, can you go back and clip this? Can you go back and clip that? And people must understand, as I'm speaking on that stuff, as long as you have seen it on a live YouTube or a YouTube video, it's there. We can always go back and get it. And they're factual. This is what they broadcast. This is what they put out. And so, just like, again, I said it earlier, as soon as I hit the end button for tonight, my video automatically gets uploaded. It's being recorded to YouTube. I'm not recording it at all here on my computer. I'm not doing anything other than streaming my broadcast to YouTube. YouTube
Right, but
saves it and stores it.
What sucks is with AI, they can change it like they did on KBOA. They put liquids down.
Well, that's
You know,
what I'm
I
saying.
mean-
My stream is the true documentation of what was said and done. You can't
Right.
change my stream. You can change a clip of what was said and done. But just like I'm saying, if you want the truth to something, go get the information. But now, like KVOA, they put up video source was Criminal Network YouTube video. And if you go to that video, you'll see what they posted, that sound clip, was not in his original video. And I know because I clipped his original video and I posted it also. So
Right.
for anybody who doesn't follow me on X yet, I mean, I've got a couple thousand friends that follow me on X, like 37 something thousand. So I'm not big on YouTube, but a lot of people, I have a ton of friends that, come to me and ask me to do stuff, clipping and finding information, all that stuff. And so
I see. Sorry to interrupt you again. I hate doing that to people, but I see that
feel free.
comment from Stacy. I feel that she says, I really thought he was going to get with an attorney. I can't remember whose live I was watching last night. There was just way too many going on. Alex
Yeah.
literally said, no, I'm going to represent myself. I don't want an attorney because they're just 2 misdemeanors. It's not a big deal.
in that case, my best advice to him today is get your ass an attorney, because you're going
Right.
to need one. I
Because he
agree.
was
So,
offered, I think it was on JLR's. I think JLR said, hey, can we help get Alex an attorney? And
It was,
Alex
it
was
was.
on there and he said, no, I don't want one. It's just 2 misdemeanors. I got this.
yeah. Arizona is already looking at one of the YouTubes for potential RICO charges.
Whoa.
That's not possible. There's nobody frauding anybody or anything like that. People who tip to my stream and all that stuff, because I'm not monetized through YouTube yet, and therefore people can't super chat, people can't blah blah blah, they can't donate money. There's nothing that says in order for you to watch my stream you have to pay money. It's free. People donate and put money into the streams however they wish to. There's nobody asking for money. Nobody telling you in order to do this you have to pay money. So, you know,
They'll do it because they
the
want to. I mean,
racketeering.
like if I had
Yeah.
more money, you know, I would definitely help streamers or do more super chats or whatever. But unfortunately, I'm a single working mother, you know, and I own an animal
I agree.
rescue, and mine is
Yeah.
a livestock rescue. And let me tell you, hay is not cheap right now. So unfortunately,
Trust
I
me,
can't
yeah.
afford to pay people. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do,
And
you
it's
know,
nobody's asking anybody to do that is what I'm saying. And people comment and say, just like tonight, I have not been able to read my comments unless we're doing it like we are now. And I'm able to go down there and stop and click and show people's comments here on the on the story, because I was reading that story, that post right there about the news station on her ex. But JLR, he don't have his comments with 20,000 something people in his streams. Me as a person who's just sitting here watching his stream can't read the comments. And so people pay a super chat or a thing, and it pops up differently on the screen, and he sees it, and he's able to pull those super chats over there. So it's not that he only reads the chat, super comments, and all that stuff. When you are doing this and you can't even, I mean, it goes so fast that you just can't read stuff.
you
So
can one person
uh,
read 20,000 comments. I sure can't.
yeah, it's impossible. I'm just saying. Go get Chris with Alex. Let's see, with the interview room. Let me jump over there and see what we got.
I
Go
like
get
the
Chris
interview
with the.
room.
I do too. Chris McDonough. He's a very, very seasoned.
I like him and I like Big City Dan. I follow both of them.
Yeah, they definitely, they have a lifetime of experience that, you know, you just
Sorry
can't
about the car going by.
replace. Oh, it's no big deal. Let's see, is he doing live right now, Cheryl? This is stream 1 day ago, stream 2 days ago. I'm not seeing anything live.
I think he mentioned something the other day, like right after the first arrest.
The first arrest. Okay. Yeah, I was looking, going, I think because there was something I just saw that looked like it was a KBOA story, and I'm like, maybe that's what he's talking about. Cheryl, sorry. So he put out a video that says, "Where's Annie Guthrie's card?" Nancy Guthrie memorial card missing. So, and that was 5 hours ago. He put out a video. So yeah, unfortunately, can't find that. If there's anybody else that wants to come in and talk, I posted the link in the. If you're watching on YouTube, the video is pinned at the bottom, right above the chat bar, is the actual link to the Streamlabs. You can click on that link and it'll bring you into the studio, and it'll pop up down here, and I can bring you on with us. I decided to do it this way tonight because I just knew that everybody's gonna be wanting to call and talk. Now, if I'm using my Streamlabs, I haven't figured out yet how to operate all that stuff to the point where, you know, you can call in and I can link it up and we can get all these satellites communicating, and I can talk to you from your planet, and I'm over here on my planet type thing. So we have to use this tonight. So just so that, you know, we don't have no tip jar. We don't have any of that stuff obstructing our views. So let's see what this comment
Thank you
is.
very much for inviting me and for listening to me. And
Danica,
I hope
I
I'm not
appreciate you
boring
stopping
everybody.
in. No. Hey, I don't know if you read it, but it's got my name at the bottom of this here string. and you're more than welcome to come back anytime you would like. I'm just
Well,
saying.
thank you so much. Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you say. There's going to be people who don't like what you say, and if they hang around for 5 more minutes, they go, "Okay, I changed my mind. She's not that bad." People will put all kind of crap in the comments. Don't read the comments when you're on something like this. But the biggest thing is, we discussed it earlier.
And what is your
The
X
point-
under?
Hotwire.
Or Twitter or whatever?
Yeah, it's under at HOTWIRE. Matter of fact, it's streaming across the top there. If you're looking at the stream, you'll see all my information there. My Twitter
Okay. Yeah, I'm on
page and all that
on,
stuff. So
I'm on mobile,
YouTube.
but I'll go back and
Well,
watch it on my
you
TV
should.
and I'll look it up. Yeah.
It's scrolling across the top of the screen.
Yeah, I
I
do
have a
see it,
scrolling
but
thing
it's
for people
tiny
to follow
writing.
me.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool. I see
But
it.
it does tell
I
you,
see
but
it, but
it
I
is
don't see it.
it is Hotwire 405. So
Perfect. Well, thank you very
um,
much, and I hope the tornadoes aren't getting you in Oklahoma. And
well, if
I
they
have
are, they're going
family.
to take me while I'm sitting here streaming. So I'm just saying.
What part of Oklahoma are you from?
I'm from North Carolina. That's where I get this accent that my friend Miss Stacy just loves. I'm originally from the mountains of North Carolina, a little town called Marion, just east of Asheville. But I'm a transplant to Oklahoma. I live in Norman, Oklahoma, 10 miles from the University of
That's
Oklahoma
funny.
to
I
the
was just
east.
going to ask you if you knew where Norman was because I had a lot of family there. Unfortunately, there's only one left. Everybody else is deceased. But I was just going to ask you if you knew where Norman was.
Yeah.
And how about Pocoshi or Panama?
Panama, Oklahoma?
Yeah, I have some good friends in Pocoshi. It's not too far from Panama.
Honestly, I've never heard that. Yeah,
They're dirt
I'm a
towns, not much
transplant.
there.
Yeah, there's a
Well,
bunch of
I
dirt towns out
originally
here in Oklahoma. So
I originally grew up in New Mexico on the Texas border. And so a lot of people say I have an accent, but now I'm in the Pacific Northwest. So
okay.
time
Yeah.
moves us around.
Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely does. But yeah, anytime you want to stop in, if you decide you're stepping out here any second now, you feel free to stay as long as you want to. I'm not trying to rush you off, but when you decide you want to leave, then you can feel free to step back, and anybody wants to come on, they can.
I got you. I
But
just figured you were wanting to go catch some live streams. So
I'm in this for me, honey. I'm just saying. I'm live streaming to my peoples, my friends that want to be here. They're all watching the other streams. They'll all let me know on X. My X is blowing up right now because I can hear it from all the other devices I got around here dinging every time somebody tags me in something.
see, I got to learn how to do all that stuff. I got to learn how to do all that stuff and switch from one to the other and all that good stuff because I'm not that technically inclined yet.
You'll learn it. It's fairly easy. Liberty and Justice coming in under the other name. Waiting for her to click in. I see she's there. I gave her the come on button. Her picture's up there, but Cheryl, I think you're muted because you're not muted on my end. Maybe I do have to unmute you or something. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to stay on, but I'm going to mute because I'm going to go inside and I don't know if my dogs are going to bark. So I'm still here. I'm just muting.
Okay. Sounds good. Hello, Miss Cheryl. Can you hear me now, Cheryl?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
How are you?
Doing great. How are you? Thanks for jumping on here with me. Let me take Miss Stacy's comment down. So I think what you're doing is sort of what everybody does. You have to turn off your YouTube view of me, or mute it at least. And if you're going to watch it, then you're going to be 15 seconds behind. So you've got to watch and talk to me through that StreamYard's link that you're connected to me through. So you have to listen to the sound through that, because when I say something to you, it's immediate whenever you hear it. You don't hear it through the YouTube link. as in YouTube, if you're watching it from there, you're going to get a delay and you're going to be sitting there going, well, this guy's just slow as hell.
That's kind of funny.
See, I mean, I hear you exactly right when you say that.
Awesome.
So what's going on?
So he was on Drunk Turkey tonight. So it was about the last 5 minutes that Chris spoke on the YouTubers.
Oh, yeah? What's up, Trey?
Yeah. And it was, you know, what we all know, a violation of First Amendment. So
Yeah. And that's what Chris is still saying. He still agrees with that also.
oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna turn my camera off and go grab some tea so that I can still talk to you and stuff. And I'll have to come back in here, but you just keep talking and you entertain them, Miss Cheryl. They all want to talk to you, so I'll be right back. I can hear you.
Perfect.
Where are you from, Cheryl?
I'm from Arkansas.
I told you. She's still listening to me through YouTube. It's obvious to me because she responds still 15 seconds later. So
No, it's I have YouTube shut off. I don't know what's going on.
that's strange. Yeah. Cheryl's been following me and we've talked on X for a while now. She is a riot, y'all. If y'all don't follow that lady, y'all need to follow because she is a riot. In a good way. And I've got plenty of friends. Everybody there you see that's in my comments and all that good stuff. So, make sure you guys follow each other. Let me see what my son's saying here. He's trying to call me when I'm on live stream when he knows
What's
that.
going on? But I'm gonna exit. I'll try to come back in later.
Okay. I appreciate you for stopping in. You want me to kick you out, Cheryl, just so that you're out? Okay, she left. Fitz. You don't know who Alex is? Alex is one of the streamers, a YouTuber, no different than what I'm doing here. He's out in Tucson. He lives in Tucson. He was streaming for the Nancy Guthrie case. And he was arrested again tonight in a very dramatic live on his channel. So his YouTube is The Criminal Networks, X, not K at the end. Criminal Networks is his X and his YouTube channel. So hold on a second. I'll see what we got here for our friends. Turn off some stuff here. Let me see. I got so much stuff going over here. You're welcome, Fitz. Let me try to take your comment off there.
I'm on a mobile, so I can't see the chats, unfortunately. I'll probably watch them later, but I have a question for
Sure.
basically anyone in the chat. If you were to watch the KBOA and the KOLD without watching the streamers, what would your first opinion be?
Let's see what they're saying. let me throw this up here for all the friends that are asking. This is a very good app. I highly advise all of you guys, no matter where you're at, to let me zoom this out. Just because I know everybody wants to just come visit me at home, right? Y'all know I live in Norman, Oklahoma. Y'all figure the rest out. But if you're looking at my stream here, you'll see all the different colors of the rainbow here. This is called WeatherWise. It's put out by Ryan Hall, y'all. It is a very good weather map and application. You can set up your different, see over here on this side right here, you can see all the different warnings and all that stuff, the alerts. You click on that and it tells you exactly where tornadoes are at. And it also, you know, I highly recommend it. I can't remember if I pay, yes, I do. I have a very large underground shelter. My whole garage floor is underground underneath it, just saying. We have a very big place. But we're not currently in anywhere that I see, you know, any stuff. Y'all can see my home location there. But there's some storms down here, but none of them are red boxed. If they're red, that's when they're a concern. So somebody was asking, yes, ma'am, my buddy Cindy. Hello, Miss Cindy. Thanks for stopping in. Let's see here. Somebody was just asking, that's why I brought it up, just so I can help them out and make sure they're safe. Yeah, I highly recommend. I'm 10 miles from the National Weather Service. Y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that alert come through? I don't know if y'all heard that. That's a new tornado warning. Just popped up. I'm 10 miles from the National Weather Service. I'm not your weather guy. Your life depends on a weather guy to tell you where the tornadoes are at. You see these right here just popped up here? See these reds? This right here is where currently a tornado is currently being broadcast. So the way you work this app, if you go choose to download it and use it, you'll see these areas. You're looking for these icons like this, these balls. These are your radar sites, and you click on one and now you see the radar and you hit play and it shows the radar for that area. So you'll want to choose the radar site that's closest to an area. Now you see that storm front and all that stuff. That's how they're getting the information of a possible tornado and all that stuff, because they're using those radar sites. So right there's the latest radar for the latest tornado for any of you folks who just are asking about it. Anybody have any specific locations, let me know and I'll try to check for you real quick. Hi, honey. I think she's the only person that's allowed to call me honey, y'all. I think she coordinated that with my wife. So, well, look who's here. Hey, it's Caleb. That's my son, y'all. Just saying. Lima, Ohio is about to be the front line. Is that where I'm at here? Yeah, it is. Lima, Ohio. So y'all all tell Caleb hi. Let's see here. Hey, Katie, why was he arrested? For exercising his First Amendment rights again? Yes. And then there's a little added stuff to that. So, could be Miss Cheryl. Thanks for stopping in anyway, and thanks for being here and hanging out and all that good stuff. But you guys don't follow her. Follow her on X. You want to be on live stream? Good thing I had my little screen up there, so all my friends didn't start asking questions. Let's see here. Question. I got so many. Okay, I got so many things going on here. Caleb with a K. Katie, just like you. Caleb with a K. He said, don't get it confused. He's Caleb with a K. So, yeah, that's a good weather app for anybody who, you know, seriously, if you want to know some good information. Now, here's a neat thing. I think I pay for the service, the upgraded service, and you can see like streamers. So, for instance, you see this guy's right here on the screen. It's hard for me to see what I'm showing you guys because it shows the time of my stream, which we just hit 2 hours. It shows that across the middle of my actual stream. So I can't really see what I'm showing you, but I try to put stuff in the middle of the screen for you. So you see this guy right here, there's a photo of a person. You're like, what the hell is a guy doing on her? If you click on that, it'll tell you that's Brad Arnold. And if you click over here to his box over here to the side, he's not streaming live right now. You would see his stream and physically where he's out on the ground, and you can see right there in the app exactly what he's streaming. So, you know, that red means that site is down, I do believe. But yeah, you can check whether anywhere that these radar sites across the United States are showing. So I highly recommend it. You can set up your alerts and all that stuff. Just like another thing I'm gonna throw out there, you can't access it from the internet. I do not recall if you can, but Crime Radar. It's an app for iPhone, and I'm not sure. Can anybody verify that it is an app on Android? Crime Radar. You need to go download that app. Put in addresses. So, for instance, my family that's in North Carolina, I can put in the address closest to my mother's address. You know, I put her address in there and get alerts for her area. My wife's family, California, I can put their address in there and I get alerts for their area along with my address. You can do multiple addresses of people and events that occur around them. It'll give you the scanner feed that y'all hear a lot of from Tucson, all that stuff. So if you want to put Nancy Guthrie's address in there, you can put her address and you can hear scanner feeds of what's going on as calls come in. And now it is delayed because it goes through their servers and all that stuff. But Crime Radar is a very, very good app. If you don't want to sit and listen to scanners and you don't want to, you know, blah, blah, blah. But when you get that alert that, hey, something just occurred close to you, you click on the app and it'll open up and you can hear the actual scanner feed. You'll see any information that goes along with that call. It's really a good app. These guys don't pay me to tell you this. Crime Radar. Weather-wise, I have it on my computer. You can also download it on your phone. Crime Radar, I do believe, is only on your phone devices, but you can't do it on Windows. So that was just a little bit of information past time. Again, anybody that has a YouTube channel, feel free to drop your YouTube links down in my comments. This is for everybody. So Caleb says it is on the Play Store for Android and App Store for iOS. So there you go. I did not know that. Well, I appreciate you being here. I'm not going to kick you out for being here. Anybody else want to come on the stream? Let me know. Anybody want to talk to everybody that we have in here? I don't know how many people's in here right now. I have no way to tell. I'm over here on StreamYard, so I can't see any of that information currently. But if anybody wants to come on to the stream and talk, have questions or comments and all that good stuff, if you're watching on YouTube, the pinned link is at the bottom, right above the chat bar. You click on that and it'll pop up here over my StreamYards. And then if I can validate you, you know, whatever. I haven't told nobody they couldn't come on yet. So, you know, feel free to come on. Let me stop sharing that over there. And then we'll go back to full screen here right now. Ms. Danica is still in here. She's muted and she's still here though. But anybody else want to come on? Let me know. Let's see here. These balls.
I'm still here. I
Balls?
just have a cat and a dog going bonkers. So
I do too. I don't know where all mine are at. I couldn't help but giggle how you said that. And yeah, that's what it was, Truth Warriors. Those balls, you know. It's radar sites, but if you don't know a dang thing about what I'm talking about, and I told you, you see those radar sites right there, y'all gonna be looking for some crazy things spinning around in the damn sky. You know, but it's balls. BAWLS's balls.
Yeah, and I'm not
be-
I'm not going to give the family name, but I will tell you that my stepdad was born and raised in Norman, Oklahoma, and lived there for
Oh,
many
yeah?
years. Yep. Yep. And we used
Well, I
to
don't
go
know how-
visit, so
I don't know why he entrapped me and brought me out here. I'm just saying. So, yeah,
a
we
lot of memories with him. He taught me how to drive. Unfortunately, he was an alcoholic, but I learned how to drive at the age of 12 because he didn't want to get a DUI. So I learned how to
Yeah.
drive a 69 4-speed big old Suburban, and I'm short still, but I was shorter then, and I had to stand up to use the clutch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are all the good old days there.
Yeah.
Learning how to drive.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Somebody's talking about Flint, Michigan here. Let's see. I just observed it. Let me scroll out here. Where's Flint at? Now, don't y'all start going, it's right there. You don't see it? Because I'll tell you, no, obviously I don't see it because I'm still searching, right? I have no idea where Flint, Michigan is at. But I'm going to try to look for something for you. I swear I just saw it. When I zoomed in, I see Lansing, Jackson. There it is right there. You see it? Y'all see how small that is? That's why I went to the damn eye doctor today to give me some new spectacles because I can't see good on this here computer. So I'm looking to see. Let's check a radar site here. Oh, let's check on the new ball here. We're going to click on a ball right there, and we're going to turn on the radar site right there. See what you got coming towards you. I don't see anything right now. You don't even have any
So
storm
for
warnings are
anybody who
dropping off.
doesn't know, I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but for anybody who doesn't know, Nicholas Aldinger, the one that was there the other night to do bail, is
Uh-huh.
there again tonight. That's just the update that was given, is at the jail waiting to find out Alex's bail, Nicholas Aldinger.
Okay. Yeah, Nick's he's been running to the jail here a lot here lately. We need to finish setting up Streamlabs for you, Caleb. Yep. Investigator 3037 is in her studio. Let's see where you're at here. Add to the stage. Let me know when you're here. I can hear. I heard your TV, so I know it's something I said. So I know you're in here. Welcome, Investigator.
Hello.
How you doing?
All right. How you guys doing?
We're just hanging out. How about you?
Oh, trying to eat a little bit of supper, and I was watching Alex get arrested earlier.
Right.
What's
your thoughts on it?
As an investigator in Oklahoma, he was on the public easement there.
Yeah.
They come up, arrest him for, I have no idea why. I mean, you have if people could go to the White House, YouTubers, and ask questions to the president of the United States, why can't he stream in a safe location outside of the road? Doesn't make any sense to me. And then when they, pulled him up and, they kind of got in a little bit of scuffle. At that point, everything is basically fruits of a poisonous tree because he was quietly, basically protesting, what's going on, and also the freedom of the press. Him kind of resisting to me was, it's hard for me to criticize other law enforcement agencies because
I know. And
like
with you saying that, I'm sitting here going, hold on, I know who this is. And you are who I think you are, right?
Yeah.
Have we talked before?
Yes, we have.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're
Does
under
my
a different name. That's you're
is
you're
it
showing
under a different name?
investigator. Yeah, and that's why I didn't want to say anything in case you didn't want nobody to know.
No,
Even though
I didn't think it was
even though
under.
your picture's there, yeah, you're not showing yourself.
Yeah.
So
So yeah,
you're
I
signed
mean,
in under that. You might be on YouTube or instead of X or whatever it is. So
I think so. It was kind of hard for me to get on for some reason. Last time it was really easy, but I
yeah.
mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, everybody has one, and that's kind of a law enforcement thing. Don't understand why the sheriff would send those guys down there to do what they did.
So it makes you really stop and think about the fact of what if it truly is not the sheriff? Let's say, and you worked in law enforcement as well. What if it's a captain? What if it's a lieutenant that's just got it out for him? I mean, he's the lieutenant over the shift. You know how that works.
Yeah.
What if he's the one who's telling that sergeant that has went down and arrested Alex twice now to go down there and do it because he doesn't like something because, again, just like me, when a lieutenant gets put in that lieutenant's position, they're a little bit more loyal to the upper command than us down here on the streets as an officer or as a sergeant.
Yeah.
The officers are loyal to that sergeant who's in charge of their shift, and some may not like that sergeant, and they'll go around to that lieutenant and all that stuff and feed them the information, all that stuff. But let's just say there's a lieutenant who's putting a sergeant up to this and telling the chain of command, the staff below them, to go take care of this. Because I don't like what he's doing, or I don't like what he said on the street, or I'm going to prove my damn point to what this guy's doing. You know what I mean? It's just,
yeah, definitely.
We just know that that's what occurs. So
yeah. And is it right? No. I think. I mean, he has a pretty good case on both of them, especially when the news come out and took little snippets of, if you listen to the whole thing, or watch the whole video, and they take little snippets out of there, and then made it like a splashing sound when he, supposedly peed in the little tent thing. Yeah, and I counted out when he first went in and when he first came out. I think it was only like 30 seconds. I mean, it'd take me 30 seconds just to pull my zipper down, much less, everything.
don't give up our secrets, man. We're going to surprise these younger ladies in here with our older man problems,
Yeah.
So
I mean,
they're going to have a different look at their husband now because you just gave out the ultimate information. So
just don't zip up too quick.
Danica's got to throw in the information here. Anybody still need the radar up there? While I got it up there, anybody? If not, I'll turn it off and we'll go a little bit more. And anybody else out there, I'll bring a fourth person on too. So, investigator, if you wish, totally up to you. You don't have to. If you want to tell people who you are on X or your normal, what they may see you, because some people may not know who you are. Totally up to you. Maybe I surprised him. I didn't hit the mute button on him, did I? I don't think I did.
He might be contemplating on whether or not he wants to tell everyone.
He may leave and come back as his real person. Not that he's not his real person now, but I've never seen him come in as that name on any of the streams I've ever seen him on or talked to him on. I know him as his real name. So he may be out changing that. So I don't know. It just dropped out. But Caleb, to answer your question, if you wanted to come live on the stream and talk to everybody, if you're on YouTube, you go down to right down at the very bottom where you type in chat, right above that should be the pinned comment that gives you the link to the stream, and you click on that link, and it will bring you into you'll pop up on my StreamYard over here, and then I have to bring you into the stream, and then you can say hello to everybody. So if you wish to, you don't have to. Just saying. Anybody can. Anybody can jump in. New comments. Well, y'all ringing my ears every time y'all make a comment. It ring in my ear. So, which is a good thing. I appreciate it. And I thank you all for doing that. So, okay, I'll turn off the weather app. Anybody watching it? Let me make sure here. Somebody drop us a topic. What do y'all want to keep talking about? Yeah, Streamlab for any. Sorry,
I'm curious if they're going to allow bail for Alex or if they're going to hold him.
I don't know.
Because when you're arrested and you've already been bonded, doesn't that, I don't know. I'm just curious.
He's technically out on bond right now for a charge he hasn't went to court yet. And,
right.
You know, that was something I was going to say earlier, way back in our early part of our conversation, when you was bringing that up about the restraining order by the resident. They would have to go to court, and then the court would have to order that the restraining order be granted. It's not just because you made a complaint, then a restraining order is active type thing. So if in order for me to get a restraining order against you, we would have to go to court. We'd have to prove our points and all that stuff, and a judge would have to grant it for a restraining order, and then it's put in place.
I think it's different in different states. I think it's different in different states because here you can file a restraining order or a protection order or both on paper, and then the judge has to look at it, yes, but they just sign it if it's approved, and then you are notified, or the person that you file against is notified.
What?
So I think it depends, but that's what I'm wondering. Was he notified, or, you know, I mean, maybe it didn't happen. I don't know. I'm just wondering because that changes the tables a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it would, but again, I haven't heard anyone discussing it. I haven't heard, you know, not saying I don't believe what anybody else is saying. I haven't heard Damien say anything about it. So, you know what I'm saying? But still, it would only be in effect once even the court approved it and all that stuff, and they haven't went out and physically served that paper and received the signature saying this person, Alex Zabel, was served on this date at this time at this location, and it returned to the court and put into the computer system, then it becomes valid. Just because the court has said, yes, this is in effect, and they haven't had a chance to serve that person lawfully, and they have not received possession and been told you can't be somewhere, then it's still not valid yet. Even though the court has approved it, they have to give it to the person, and the person has to acknowledge that they are in receipt and understand it. You want to add that, investigator?
I missed kind of the first part of it, but yeah, if like somebody, Sue Ellen or anybody else allegedly, I said it.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I put a restraining order on him. You know, he's well beyond her, sitting on the public easement. I mean, not doing anything, people coming by and, kind of being disrespectful to him. He wasn't disrespectful to anybody else. And then here comes three, deputies in different cars and arrest the boy without telling anything. I mean, man, that's sketchy as hell on the arrest part, in my opinion.
Right.
I mean, you've been there,
Yeah.
and somebody tells you got to do something, you damn sure better, call the district attorney or somebody.
I really don't think they're gonna hold them
Sorry.
without a bond date before, I want to say before 10 o'clock.
So this is Nick. People are asking me to stream Nick's stream there from the jail.
Put out a media, oh my God, the Pima County Sheriff's Facebook page put out a media report. Wow. This whole situation is gonna get a lot more attention now. I mean,
So for anybody that doesn't follow Nick's page, it's Nicholas
the other one's on
Aldinger.
notification. Yeah, I need to cancel that. I can't do it right now.
Y'all can see it right there.
Yeah, that's the one I was mentioning that they said they were outside the jail. A lot of people were asking for people
Yes,
to
hell,
come
I
with
didn't even
signs and
follow.
stuff.
Yeah.
Were you outside the jail?
I might have them in my car.
Hey,
Hold
Nick?
on 1 second, guys. I'm gonna go check and see if I got them.
Nick's not on here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just restreaming Nick's stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I was just sharing it.
JLR
Sorry, go ahead. What?
posted that Alex could be having heart problems or heart issues or a heart attack.
Yeah,
I don't know if
that
that's
anybody has
valid or
confirmed
not.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of gets into the fog of war, pretty much. People are saying certain things that they heard from somebody else and things that are not true. So, we
Cheryl,
take
you're
that
gonna get stuck in a corner, Cheryl.
grain of salt.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, it's
Well, in the heavy breathing and stuff like that, he could be having an anxiety attack for all that matters,
Definitely. I have anxiety attacks from PTSD from the Marine Corps and being an investigator. You see a lot of things that most people don't see. And it will, first time I had one, I thought I was having a heart attack also. So you're definitely correct.
yeah, so he's asking
just to see what
people
what
just
it's
keep
saying.
helping
If it
him
says no
out.
bond said, if it says hold without
Southern
bond.
Butterfly Girl
Oh,
says he was breathing very heavy, and his daughter was going to take his medicine, but Nick advised her they were not going to allow that. Yeah, they can't take medicine from the outside. Anytime you go in jails, you have to have a thing, and the jails the doctor has to see you and approve that medicine.
It says hold without bond.
And that's going to burn
hold without bond.
some jails
Go
in
ahead.
the ass for doing that.
Time to head home.
Yeah, I mean,
And then they
it's-
actually charge you, they add it to your fine or whatever if you had medical care and medicine in the jail.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
unfortunate for people who actually have a true medical emergency that is there in jail, because unfortunately I go down and I need medical attention. They're going to call the fire department, the ambulance, and all that stuff. They're going to call 911 and get 911 to send first responders to you. And then from there, they would take you to the hospital and the doctor would see you, blah, 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 So it's just, those are the kind of things that keep a lot of us on the right track of making the decision that, what, the hell was going to jail,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I mean, those are the kind of things that keeps it, the hell with that,
Yeah.
So.
God, I went to jail once when I was young. I learned my lesson. I wasn't going back.
Well, me and Skipper there, we put a lot of people in jail. But I
Y'all
never
remember me
know.
telling y'all about the skipper comment? Right there's where I clarified that statement earlier. Just because it's a Marine Corps
in the
thing.
Marine Corps, that's what, you've been in the Marine Corps long enough. Captain comes around, that's what you call him.
Yeah.
Now
made sure
somebody
everybody
that's
knew that.
yeah, if somebody's
Because my name's Captain, not-
private PFC, Lance Corporal, if you call somebody Skipper, you're gonna be bent all to hell.
Right. So.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what
I
I'm
used
talking
to
about.
work in detention centers and stuff. But when I was young and dumb, and 10 foot tall and bulletproof, and like I said earlier, all mouth and no ears. You know, I went to my jail once, and that's all I needed. It didn't take me long to learn.
Right.
Yeah, that one time would definitely get you. So I've heard.
Yeah, I started out when I first moved to Oklahoma. I started out working in the jail here in Cleveland County.
Yep, I worked in jails too, but
That's Norman.
I was always told that you didn't have to blow for when you got pulled over. You know, that it wasn't a requirement. So, you know, I just decided I wasn't going to do it. And little did I know that only hurts you, not helps you. So,
Yeah. Especially in Oklahoma,
It's
you
an
lose your
automatic.
license. Yeah, you lose your license for
automatic.
180 days. You know, right off the top. You know, so
Just for the simple refusal.
Yeah.
You know, people
Yeah, see, I didn't
forget
know
the
that, and
parts of why and by you signing that your signature on that ID, that driver's license, that's what grants you the right to drive. And whenever you
Right.
refuse it, then you immediately and you say I'm not submitting to a chemical or breath test. You just gave up those rights to have that possession of that driver's license. So
right. And I was young and dumb. I was in my 20s, you know, so. And then
what's wrong with Cleveland County? Sorry,
put on the
That's
fact that
a
add a little bit of
Norman.
alcohol.
It is.
Add a little bit of alcohol to that, and you get 10 foot tall and bulletproof.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
But I do
What was
know
going
that
on?
if I had been picked up the way that Alex was, I would have went into fight or flight mode just because of things that have happened in my past. That's why I can see
Well, and that's
Alex not just
again.
you know Alex not turning around and giving his hands because of the way he was. He literally
Treated.
was
We
picked up out of that chair.
we know Alex's history. Alex has a history of having contacts with law enforcement. You know, he's
Yeah.
clearly, you know, he said it. You know, he's been to prison. He's had felonies and all that stuff. So, user PR 215. Dang, it took me a second there. PR 24.
honestly, it would be nice if we could get a.
You ever use one of those PR 24?
Yeah.
How can we find out if he is okay?
Or we could just do a
The way I'm thinking about this right now, I mean, here I am in Oklahoma. I'm watching Nick, who's at the jail. If you can go on there and see that Alex is a inmate, if you do an inmate search on the Pima County, Arizona's website, and it shows Alexander Zabel as an inmate, he's doing well in the sense that they didn't take him to the hospital and he's there and hasn't been booked in yet. If he's showing on their website, he is an inmate.
Yeah.
Something could be happening, but he has at least made it to the jail and he is booked in as an inmate. Just saying. So
We're at 21 minutes, so if my phone.
Yeah, and I think they charged him with a felony also. I think battery or resisting arrest or something. Anyway, in Arizona it was a felony and then misdemeanor being a public nuisance.
yeah, I saw
Which
that.
it's sketchy as hell. You know, I mean, damn. You know, in Oklahoma, when once our easement's 10 foot on the roads, but we had kids in parks and stuff like that get together to build a fire. Either the county we had to deal with it, or we had to deal with it, as a state trooper. So and we don't have ordinances in Oklahoma. We have a Title 47, which is criminal. And a city can make different kind of ordinance just like that. So it's
Right. And that's what I was talking about the other day on one of my streams, with the fact that, I guess in Arizona, the way they do stuff is, the arrestable offense for a misdemeanor. And I told him, I said, there's only two different charges, no matter what they are. There is misdemeanor or there is felony. No matter what it is, a city charge is a charge according to city ordinances, but it's still technically a misdemeanor. It's just handled in a city court and dealt with on a city court.
Yeah.
Hush. Sorry. My series over there. So I have a user. I have a user here on text message that wants to know who Alex is because they're not familiar with all this information that we talk about. So Alex is a YouTuber who lives in Tucson, who is a streamer just like JLR, Damien 857 Tucson, The Juice. He's a YouTuber that Alex was arrested last couple days ago for being out at Nancy Guthrie's house, Savannah Guthrie from the Today Show's mother, who disappeared 128 days ago. Is that where we're at now, folks? And so he has exercised his First Amendment rights to go broadcast from across the street, not in the roadway, and show her house and talk to his viewers. And they're asking questions and answering just like the fine folks here on stream with me are tonight. So Alex went out there and he was just arrested the other day for, what was it the other day? For a public nuisance, or was it for obstructing a roadway? Well, tonight, matter of fact, you see it.
It's Alex got public nuisance and urinating in public, and Juice got obstruction of a roadway, and I think 857 also got public nuisance.
Which is ridiculous because it has to be
y'all have to
committed
keep
in the officer's presence.
Everybody say, hey, Caleb, this is my son Caleb right here. He wanted to join the stream, and he's trying to learn how to do this too. So, old Daddy-O,
Hello, Caleb.
he's the one who's taught me how to do all this stuff. So I'm just telling y'all, but he don't know nothing about StreamYard. So he wanted to come on tonight, I guess. So there he is in his domicile.
Hey, how you doing, Caleb?
What's going on?
I'm just talking law enforcement and how things go down in Arizona's seems to be kind of crazy in my point of view.
Definitely wild. So yeah, Alex, just to finish the story for anybody who's here and hasn't heard, and then I'm going to answer that question that's Rapper has posted there, and I've got it on the screen. So Alex was arrested again tonight, but because he exercised his rights to go out there as a First Amendment investigative journalist, and he was again sitting on the side of the road, and the sheriff's department showed up, jumped out of their cars, and told him to stand up, put his hands behind his back, and immediately went to arrest him without giving him an understanding of why he was being arrested or what he did wrong or anything like that. And from there, the arrest was on. I'll leave it at that. I won't draw no conclusions one side or the other. So that's what happened. So now Alex is in jail, or on his way to jail, or we're trying to find all that stuff out. So now to answer Rapper's, let's talk about Rapper's statement here. They say a sergeant was knocked to the ground during the arrest. A sergeant tripped during the process of arresting Alex, and he fell down, is what I will state for the record, and I will pull the video and I'll post on X later whenever I'm off stream, just for the record. But yes,
I definitely agree.
The same sergeant who came out and arrested the Juice a couple days ago, the same sergeant who came and arrested, he was the same one that arrested Alex last time, right? This is Sergeant Morales.
I believe so.
Again, my memory, I can't remember who all everybody is, but I think Sergeant Morales, the same one who fell down, is the same one who came and arrested Alex tonight, is the same one who arrested him the other day also. So, and I think Rapper goes on to say that according to Ictamel, Ictamel's a YouTuber. He's up there in the JRL levels of YouTube, just saying. A good guy. I follow him. I watch a lot of his content. He shows a lot of police chases and LA stuff and all that stuff, even though he's an East Coaster. So
he's like a stringer, isn't he?
No, he's just a YouTuber. He's in studio at home
Okay.
95% of the time.
Okay.
Ictamel is. But he's got a lot. He's been in the business for quite a few years. He's been involved in a lot of processes that have. Some of it has had legal action, and so he knows based on having to do all that stuff.
Yeah, I realize who you're talking about now.
Yeah, he's a black guy. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
And
I watch him a lot, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Truth Warrior.
Oh.
Just saying.
Oh my goodness. I didn't think
Yes.
that arrest was going to go down like that.
I won't.
Yeah, you're kind of in a rock and a hard place, aren't you?
I won't go. Yeah, I mean, I won't go as far as saying, I didn't
They
think it was
went
going to
hands-on
go down
really
like
fast.
that. Yeah. I mean, based on everything I'd seen previous, not that I agreed with all their interactions with them. I mean, we've all discussed the fact that we don't think that's bullcrap that they got a ticket, they got arrested, blah, blah, blah. But they never were like they were tonight. Straight up jumped out the car, ran up on him, and made contact, and he simply asked, "What am I being arrested for?" And it was on from there like Donkey Kong. So
Yeah.
just saying.
I mean, they were aggressive. They went hands-on really fast. They didn't even try to de-escalate, the situation. They could have told him what's going on. Hey, man, and you come with us. You're being arrested for this. And
I mean,
made it a lot simpler.
You've done it. I've done it. There's plenty of officers out there that have done it, working a deal, and you're going to go arrest somebody, and you tell them, "Hey, I need you to step over here. I need you to put your hands behind your back." And if they say, whatever, they start getting mouthy, whatever, the first thing we normally would say, "Now we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. Which one do you want to do?" It's never, I won't say never, it is majoritively a decision from there is what determines how we proceed further. But it's never, never just a straight up roll up and put in park and just run up and snatch somebody up to the point where you don't ask any of their questions, or, unless a commission of a crime is so egregious that you have got to get out and make a decision right there for life or death for someone else type deal.
Exactly.
But for somebody to be sitting on the side of the road, and you just run up and snatch them up like that, I don't agree with it. I don't agree that it was the correct approach. But I've already stated in the very beginning of my video, once that occurred, I don't agree with everything else that occurred either. So, just saying. Did somebody else pop up there? No, maybe I'm just hearing stuff. So, but again, that's my opinion on it. So,
Yeah, like I said, I hate critiquing agency, law enforcement.
and
agency.
I've said that many a times, and most of you guys that are here that follow me and see me and talk about it and all that stuff, we've all discussed that stuff. I've made it very clear that all my years was not spent at a law enforcement agency. I made a lot more money working a security job at places, college and stuff like that. I have worked for sheriff's departments. I have worked for police departments here in Oklahoma. But I made my money in other places. So, there's good and bad in all of it.
Yeah, you're definitely not going to
it's
get
just-
rich being a police
Exactly.
officer. I guess unless you're a sheriff nanos.
Y'all see all that computer stuff that Caleb's got there? Granted, he's an adult now. He lives on his own. But
Bad gum.
you know what I'm saying?
Star Trek going on.
That boy ain't cheap. He drives a damn Tesla and all that stuff. Not that I paid for it. He paid for it. I'm just saying, y'all.
Hey, I
know?
just want to throw this out there. I've worked 14-hour days for the past 72 days straight. So
Oh
He
my
does own his
God,
own
bro.
business. Matter of fact, investigator, I'll call you that. When next time you come up this direction, you need to bring a vehicle and let him put a little spiff on it or something.
Yeah, definitely.
He owns a business, K&M Coatings. For anybody who's out there who might be in the Norman, Oklahoma area, stop into K&M Coatings. Check him out on YouTube. What's all your other handles there? Feel free to throw a plug out there, Caleb.
I mean, yeah, it's just K&M Coatings 405. Pretty much on everything. That's it.
So maybe I want to check him out, you know. Check out his page. I know most of y'all are not here for that, but you know what?
That's why I didn't want to throw
Check
it
the
out there.
name. Check the name down there. It's my
Yeah.
page.
There
You're not
you
gonna
go.
do that. I'm just saying. But you know, hey, we try to have fun. We have people from all walks of life here. We want to listen to everybody's side of the story. You know, there's
Well,
plenty of
definitely.
people who've
I don't know if you can see it on my monitor.
I can't see. I'm looking at a little bitty screen over here of what I'm streaming because I got all the other extra stuff over here. So
Yeah.
I don't actually see the stream. So, but yeah, I
You
mean,
might be
you know,
able to see. There you go. You might be able to see it on this monitor right here. But you can clearly see like both of them have him in an arm lock. And this guy goes to sweep the
Yeah.
leg and trips on Alex's foot.
well, and that's what we were talking about way in the beginning here. You know, there's things that Alex did that I don't think he should have done to help the cause.
Agreed.
There's things that the officer's done that should not have occurred, and it's on video.
I mean,
And the
they
way it was
escalated
done
the
is,
situation from the very beginning.
yeah. I mean, and granted, you know, for instance, Caleb, he's not very familiar with all this stuff going on. He obviously knows based on what he's saying right there, what he's seen.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a lot of build up to this with all the other guys out there. And for everybody who's here, that's Danica, you back? Okay, there you go. For anybody that's here, you know, you guys have seen it over the course of time for the last few months. I mean, let's just go back to just the Nancy Guthrie case for the majority of us. You know, we have seen everything that has occurred and been thrown at these streamers to bring the information out. You know, and people have said something about the KVOA reporter, Monica. You know, I remember seeing her out there. I mean, you know, say it however you want to. I remember seeing her out there because of the way she was dressed and what she looked like. I remembered her, you know, and then I think JLR, somebody, maybe one of the local guys there, told us that she was with the local news stations. And we were like, oh, okay. And we watched some of her reports. And I don't feel that she was, I feel just like Jorge. Gosh, I wish I could remember his name. Somebody help me out there. Jorge. He's an independent mediaist that used to be with News Nation. He has his own channel now on YouTube, and he put out a story while he was there in Tucson with JLR and talking about the fact that the local media market is a little upset because these streamers are getting more attention. And Jorge discusses the fact that, you know, they get a 30-second, a 3-minute hit piece on a story, and bam, they're off. They have to go wherever they're told to go next. The streamers will sit there and give you that story 24/7, as long as they're there streaming type deal. And so people sit and watch. I mean, we all know JLR has over 500,000 followers, you know, on his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And there was days whenever, I mean, some of his videos got 1 million views in a single day. You know, I watched it. I was watching the numbers down there, how many people were live, how many active and all that stuff. And you can clearly, for people who YouTube and understand this stuff, once the video goes down or, you know, for the day, it shows you how many active views that stream had type thing. So it's just, it's amazing the things that, the extremes that people go to bring somebody else down to make them look better because they're not getting the attention that the person is getting that they're trying to bring down type deal. And we're seeing that across the board in all kind of situations and ways. So just saying. What you got? Anybody got anything? Investigator?
Yeah.
I say, I don't know if it's just me on my end.
I think
just
you just
got
got sucked
really-
up by a tornado.
You okay over there? Do I need to start heading that way? Check on you, buddy. Yeah, your audio and video, your audio is really bad right now. You're garbled pretty bad. If you can hear me,
Either got far from the Wi-Fi or
you need to come in off the back deck and go around to the front deck. He's out there in eastern Oklahoma. You know, he's got to wait till the satellites come back around to his side of the world.
the wind's got to switch
There
direction.
he is. Well, I mean, he's sort of back. So,
I do
let's see
truth.
what we got
Try
here.
posting it, but I can't post links. So, rip.
Oh yeah, you can't. You can't. This is my damn channel. He can go get his own channel if he wants to post his link. Yeah, it's that's his links on all of his deals. K&M Coatings 405. It's one of those things where, you know, sort of drifting over here talking about his stuff. He does a lot of different types of services and stuff like that. Whether it be, you all right, buddy? I had to look over and see if investigator was like getting thrown out a window or something. I don't know what the hell that was. It was just weird. I heard it in my ears, like,
Yeah.
So, but like they do this stuff. Go check out some of his videos to gain some more information on this. Icon Rock Clear. They do Peel Clear and all these different products that he uses to paint protect your vehicle and all that stuff. Again, he's here in Norman, Oklahoma. If you're in Wisconsin, I don't see you driving down here, even though we've had somebody come in from California, you know, to his shop. So
It's
we've had
nice
customers
from
from all over. I say we, that's his business. I have nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
He
this
just
is
happens to
your
be my
channel. You
son, so I get to
step
claim
on.
him. See, that's what I'm saying. So, but there's a ton of videos explaining that stuff, and it's something I highly recommend that you watch his videos.
Do you have your Discord
And
open?
find a place there local to where you're at and check on getting a service done if you're interested in that type of thing. I mean, Icon Rock Clear, I have it on my truck. It's been on it for 2 years, and my truck just as shiny as the day I bought it 3-4
We've
years
watched
ago.
it.
So
We've only watched it 5 times.
in
Other
2
than rain.
years. So
I just sent you the link on Discord. You can probably post it in the chat if you want, since it's your channel. So
I don't know. I got them moderators. Some of my moderators, man, they'll drop the hammer on you.
I tried posting the link and they did.
That's the stream bot.
Yeah.
That thing is getting on my daggum nerves. It's
Yeah, I
smacking
need to
down
get in.
people.
I need to log in, fix it.
I did. I took it off. Let's see. It'd probably tell me that I can't even post the link. Watch.
Oh, there it is.
Because there you go. That's his Facebook. Anybody? That's his page there.
Awesome.
He has people. I'm talking in the big leagues into cars down in Dallas. Bring expensive. What the hell was that thing? A Urus? Lamborghini
just a
Urus.
Lamborghini
yeah.
Urus the other day. We just finished up one of 125 ever built Dodge Viper competition coupes. That's pretty cool. That car was it lived its whole life pretty much in Brazil as a race car. And now
Wow.
it's here. So yeah, the owners got 9 of them. This brother has 9 as
Damn.
well.
Yeah,
They're about to pick
9
up
of the
his
same
one.
those cars. So
Quite a bit.
Truth Warrior, he appreciates that. Said he just followed you.
No,
Yeah, go
appreciate
check out
it.
some of their videos and just learn something about your own vehicle. And again, you know, I say this all the time when I'm talking to him as a business owner and as somebody who's trying to put out information to his followers and people who are interested in his products and stuff like that. For me, an older guy, just like Investigator, we used to do it the old-fashioned way. We used to have to hand wax our cars. That was all there was wax. There's none of this ceramic coatings and all these different things that I'm like, there's so many products out there that if you're able to sell someone something and put it on their car, it better damn work. Because if it don't work, me as a grumpy ass old man, I'm going to come up there and chew your butt out and say, the shit don't work. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, and I'm picky.
I want something on my car.
Use-
You know, I try not to hang out at his shop too often just because he knows I'm a stickler for his work when it comes to his business, and I have nothing to damn do with it, and I'm always on his butt. So I try to give him some room about that stuff. But no, I mean, there's a ton of stuff. It's crazy the things that he can do to cars these days in the sense of this new product he's got called Peel Clear. You can change the whole daggum color of your vehicle. You can spray
Really?
anything. Oh, dude.
Yeah,
If
there's
you
like
wanted
this,
if you wanted to turn your wife's vehicle red or pink, he can do it,
Yeah.
man. I'm
This,
telling you, it's amazing.
this brand new Ram RHO. It's just a big jacked up supercharged Ram. They're like, I don't know, 110,000 or something. But they have a ton of plastic on them. And so the guy wanted it all paint matched. So we paint matched it. I tinted his headlights, did his fog lights, window tint. This is what that looked like if it shows up on the camera.
Yeah, a little bit closer. Bring it just a little bit closer.
I have
It's
the,
good thing.
hang on, it's because I have my blur on. There we go.
Nice. That's really nice. I may I got mine's wrapped right now. It has my sponsors and stuff for Channel 6 News out of Tulsa.
Now, damn it, you weren't supposed to say that. I was trying to keep from saying that.
Oh. Well, you can call me Sequoia. I didn't know it was said Investigator on there.
Yeah, it says Investigator. But no, it's just one of those things where, you know, I didn't want nobody to cross those looking you up as in your professional career. You know what I mean? So that's why, because I know. So, you know.
Yeah, I've dealt with the stalkers.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, Tom lives right up the road. So, yeah, I was going to say a location, but I'm not.
Yeah, don't do that.
Well, I was as in a general location, but when I say those cross-reference streets, I mean literally that puts you in his front yard. So I'm not saying those.
Yeah.
But yeah, we tried to get him to bring his vehicle over numerous times, you know, and same thing with Hank. You know, we tried to get Hank to bring his over.
Yeah.
And
Speaking
do
of that
some
new
stuff,
call,
so.
Austin was telling me that he was talking to Hank about that the other day.
Yeah. So,
here's
but anyway,
if anyone's interested in Teslas, here's what I did to mine. Mine's a little different than most you'll see on the road, but
Nice. That's awesome.
it's a little different.
It's a little different than what my taste would be. I'm just saying, but I like it. I mean, you know, in person and all that stuff, he did a hell of a job on it and all that stuff. So, but it's free advertisement for his business type thing.
Definitely, yeah.
It's one of my favorite colors in those things.
We're old.
I know we got off topic folks, for you that are still here, or maybe here for other purposes. I know we got off topic, but we're just hanging out. Once you understand who I am and all that stuff, you might be a little bit more comfortable talking to me or, Sequoia when he's on here, which I have a feeling he'll be on here a bunch, because he's interested in the same stuff I am, and we sort of have the same background and information wise and all that stuff. So,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty scary that our backgrounds are identical, basically.
yeah, I mean, just other than you being 3 years older than me. So,
We're old, man. We're old.
well, not yet. My birthday's not for another 2 weeks. So we're getting there.
That's right. I remember talking to you the other day, and it was 2 weeks. So
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anybody else got any questions, comments? Katie Baby, the moderator, make sure everybody says thank you to our moderators. I don't remember if I saw the other moderators floating around tonight. If you're interested in being a moderator, Sarah, are you still in here? Miss Sarah James, she's a moderator also. Make sure y'all tell her what a great job that her and Siri, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to these moderators. Can you please be quiet? I got to move that thing. That's the iPad for my Can-Am Maverick X3, and it's sitting over here on the charger, and she listens and thinks I'm talking to her. So everybody, make sure you give our moderator a good hand. And again, when I'm using this software right here, where you guys can see the comments, you can see our names on the screens and all that stuff. This is StreamYard, and you can do it a lot of different things. You can also, when I use Streamlabs, you see it in a different format. So I pay for both and I use both, and I'm trying to figure out which one I like the best, so you can do a lot of cool things. And again, Sequoia, me and him has talked about it. He wants to start his own YouTube channel and all that stuff, and learn to use this type of software and all that stuff. He uses a totally different software in his other professions. So, other people have asked me about it, and I'd like to do sometime. I'll try to put together a scheduled live stream where you guys can ask me questions on, what I like about different softwares and how to use them and stuff. So same thing with Caleb. Caleb wants to learn how to use StreamYard here for his business to doing his stuff. So, what you got, buddy?
Speaking of stuff that you do with 3D printers and such, I had something made for you.
I can't read it. It's so small. Sorry. What does it say? Can-Am. By God, by golly.
It's a light.
Oh, it is? Cool beans.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's just USB.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all 3D printed. So I know the quality here. Let me turn that blur off again. You can probably see it better there.
Yeah.
It was printed face down, so the face is ironed.
Nice and smooth. Sequoia, I don't think you were in here yesterday when I got this thing. Remember I was telling you I was going to change it up and see. This right here's, well, you can see how big my mitts are right there across. Let's see, where's the camera at there? You see how big my handprint is there. So that's about how size that is. Probably 8 inches across. But I changed it and made the depth a lot different. So
that's awesome. I remember when you were printing it out that day.
So that's a big one that I printed out, and I changed it up a little bit so you can get more detail. And
yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah, the next time you come up towards the city here to Norman, let me know.
Well,
I had other people who were asking about them and all that stuff too. So
yeah, definitely.
Nobody can tell me I can't print something out and give it to you, type thing, right? So
that's true.
I made it for me or a friend. So
very true.
Yeah, during football
Uh,
season, we're usually over at the Palace on the Prairie. So,
dude, literally, I'm 10 miles down the road from the Palace. If you come down Highway 9 to go back to your house before you
yeah,
go north, you probably use 40, but if you come down Highway 9 to avoid the traffic and all that stuff, you drive right by me. So when you get to Lake
yeah,
Thunderbird, I'm right
yeah.
there close.
Really, we always go
Yep.
down Highway 9 right through there. Cut off at the casino and then go down, and then hit 9 and come across that way, and then you're basically on the campus, kind of where the National Weather Service is, and then we'll find a
Literally
place to
right down the
park.
road here.
Yeah,
4 minutes for me.
Yeah. So, Truth Warrior says, I'll bring my Mustang up for you, code it.
Yeah,
And
that
get
was
with
like
him.
20 minutes ago.
Hey,
I
man,
don't know why chat does that.
my friends like talking to me. They put so many damn comments, I can't even keep up. And sometimes I go back and hit the button and I'm like way behind here. Let's see, where are we at here? Well, thank you, PR215. We'll get you a new name. Not saying that I don't like your name, but we're gonna name you instead of just being a user. You're special. You're one of a kind. I can't say it because Roman will get me, and he follows me on X. So I'm just saying. Roman Atwood does follow me. Y'all can ask my son. Y'all can check on X. Roman does follow me. Just for the record. And it was a big deal. I even called Caleb and said,
It was a very
Roman
big deal.
Atwood.
Because I've been
Roman
watching
Atwood followed me.
I was like 9. It's like 9 years old. Something like that. I'm watching him for a long time. And I just turned 30. So.
And I just turned old. So, yeah. Know
the feeling.
So yeah, I appreciate everybody stopping in. Hey, we just passed the 3-hour mark. It is 11:23.
Oh,
For me
damn.
personally, I still have not had dinner yet because I've been so interested in making sure y'all are entertained for the evening and us having a discussion about the topics at hand. So, for the most part, you guys know I took a few days off there for a little while, and y'all were like, "Where the heck you at?" You know, so I'm here. I'm busy. I'm staying busy. I'm doing stuff. I'm printing. I'm painting. I'm chatting. I'm on X, and I'm streaming.
Russian things he doesn't want people to see.
He's the one who received the Deadpool that I didn't get to share with y'all because he watches my streams. Y'all can see it now. He watches my streams. And so I couldn't share that at all because
turn that blur off.
he's one of those kids
there you go.
that you never could buy him nothing and hide it at your house because he would find that damn thing. No matter what it was, he would search the house looking for it. So
Good detective.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I'd always
Truth
find
Warrior?
Oh.
Let's
Well,
see. Find back
let's
with it.
see.
Anybody
Oh,
got anything else before we go for the evening? Anybody got any? I'm sorry, was I being a JLR there? Did y'all see me? I started turning my hand and coming at y'all like that. Did y'all, anybody else have anything for the evening?
Oh.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, I've renamed my YouTube page. There's right now I put the fight with Alex on there, but most of it is tornadoes and stuff like that from storm chasing.
There you
And
go,
then,
y'all.
now
He
I'm
is a
gonna-
storm chaser, so
Now I'm gonna start putting this kind of content on there. It's called Law, Order, and Reality. My wife named it, so if that sounds goofy, blame her.
hey, just so you know, well, I'm not gonna put this out there on a live stream, but I'll just say, sometime when you come up this way, if they send you up this direction toward Norman,
Yeah,
close thereby, hit me up. I'll go with you.
sounds good.
Just saying. Yeah, you know, just hang out. Make sure you drop it in a comment. Your YouTube link there, Sequoia, for everybody
Yes,
to follow
sir.
you also. You know, anybody, everybody,
If
always
it'll
feel
let you
free.
close the chat,
You know,
please don't block it.
well, yeah, even if you may have to give the name without giving an actual link because it won't allow. I can go change that. I can drop links. You know, if I have moderators, I have some awesome moderators who will, if they click on a link or they're told about a link that goes somewhere crazy, that they can delete it. So, but you know, for the most part, we got a bunch of good people in here. I'm sure there'll be somebody comes in that wants to get crooked, but I'm telling you, y'all don't want to mess with those women. So, Miss Cheryl, good night, dear. Matter of fact, as soon as I get a chance, Miss Cheryl's going to get the power. I'm just telling y'all, don't get crazy with her. She lives over in Arkansas, and she knows a thing or 12. So, we'll have quite a few moderators because, I mean, not all of them can be here all at the same time. So, we want a few or 5, 12. 55, you know, something.
55.
We'll do whatever we can. So, everybody, I appreciate you for visiting with me. I thank you for stopping in. I'll probably have to look at that tomorrow. Somebody just posted about me going and checking what screen am I on here. Fortune favorite Fortibus. Listen to what Chris McDonough says about the situation. We all need to go check on that. And I'll try to, again, I don't know if he doesn't like the clipping and all that stuff. He sort of put a restriction on his stuff after that whole situation with Aaron. So, you know, I respect his rights and all that stuff. So, or his decisions on what he wants to do. He wants to be put out. He wants to be the one to put out the information on his channel and all that stuff. And I may be reading that wrong, but, you know, you can't repost any of his content. So I took it as that. So everybody should still go look and listen to what he has to say. A very, very experienced homicide investigator, and all the guys on his crew. You know, I love sitting and watching and gathering information from those guys. So with that, everybody, I appreciate you. And I'm going to turn it off for the night, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you, sir.
All right, everybody. Appreciate you.
I'll holler at y'all later. Take care.
All right, man. We'll holler at you.
I'll see you later.
Bye, buddy. I'll holler at you. All right, bye.
Okey-doke.
Thank you, everyone, and I will see you on the next live stream. Thank you to everyone that supports my adventures with your subscription to my photography content on X at Hotwire405.